Hello! Hey everybody, it is I, Joseph Rothschild, aka MBT. Thank you to the 44 individuals and 100 view bots I paid for showing up for the 7th Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine series. Everyone, it took a lot of effort in order to continue the COVID pandemic, but I did what I had to in order to cause the YCS to continue to live. We just restructure that real quick. And also that's slightly out of frame. Angel Ferox, thank you for the subscription. I am very excited for today's tournament. We have 128 participants. That is far more than I expected would actually show up. Usually when we get 128 people to show up, about 60 of them actually submit a list, but everyone did. I'm shocked. There's like 118 people in today's tournament. We had under 10 drops, which is phenomenal. That said, the decks you all are playing leave a little bit to be desired, I would say. We could just go there now, and I'll talk a little bit about it. This is the smattering of decks you can expect in Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine Series number 7. I don't know why you're all playing Generator. I literally cannot figure it out. We've got, unsurprisingly, the most represented deck is Eldritch, followed immediately by Generator. After that, we've got Adamancipator at 6 copies, Mech Knight at 5, Dolce at 4, Subterra at 4, Zodiac at 4, and Other at 87. A lot of 3 or less. That includes Pendulum, it includes Orchist, it includes Salamangreat, it includes pretty much every deck that you have all come to know and love over the past bit of this tournament. Now, if I had to hazard a guess as to why these numbers exist in the capacity they do, I have a pretty good one. For those of you who are unfamiliar, Battles of Legend Armageddon is legal for this tournament. I was bored because I didn't want to see the same decks over and over again. So I figured, hey, you know, let's let the new set have a little time to play, and the decks that I've seen as a result, they reflect that. For example, of the Eldritch lists, there are 9 of them. Slightly over half are playing the Numeron engine. In fact, 20 of our 128 decks are playing Numeron in some way, shape, or form. It's very infrequently the main focus of the deck, but often it is the engine that you will all come to expect represents Numeron, Numeron Network, and Numeron Calling, making S0. Now, that's not the only thing that Battles of Legend Armageddon had in it. It also had 2 additional archetypes that I'm happy to tell you are both represented in this tournament. Not only do we have 2 Appliancer players, God, I hope they could scrape a single win between them, we also have 1 Fossil player. That Fossil player is not counted in Adamancipator, even though they are playing an Adamancipator engine. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Fossils, man. So, I expect that in early rounds we'll be looking for the few celebrities who have made it into this tournament alongside individuals playing really stupid decks like Appliancer. Late rounds, I expect they will have fallen off. I mean, something like Dragon Maid would never make it to finals. For those of you who want to know a little more about the clientele, the caliber of player who has made it into this tournament, we've got all of your Quarantine Series mainstays. I'm talking about Jeff Leonard, Jason Leonard, the winner of the last one, last time's finalist, Ricardo Milos. Stevie Blunder is in this tournament, as is Revs Cards, who I think we're actually going to check out Game 1, playing against Matajatica. We have a lot of really good players and a lot of really bad players. I'll be completely honest with you. There's some terrible people in here. But that's what makes the Quarantine series fun. You get to see individuals playing at the top of their game, firing on all cylinders, using the newest cards, the best strategies, versus people who mistakenly submitted an Appliancer list. So that is, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time talking about the breakdown. I want to spend a little more time actually playing the games. I know that that's so shocking for all of you to hear, but I will definitely be fielding a really fun one for game one. I am going to flip you back to the non-copyright stream, pull little strings, get the Lucky 7 straight going, and probably in under 5 minutes, we will be off with the first round of the 7th Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine series. If you did not make today's 128 bracket, that's fine. There is a side event open to all individuals, including those who are not in the tournament. If you know anything about Histlander, it's an alternate format that is an attempt at competitive cross-banlist play. If you're interested in joining that side tournament, it'll be starting after the Swiss rounds, so anyone who didn't make top 8, of course, can show up and play. Just hit that exclamation mark Histlander, click that Discord link, and you'll be off to the races. There is prizing for that, as well as the main tournament. All right, I will be right back with round 1. Hello, everybody. It is I, Joseph Rothschild, a.k.a. MBT, and we are here with the very first round of the 7th Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine series. I am so happy to be with you on this beautiful Sunday morning. I hope you are having as good of a morning as I am, and as you can see from my beautiful surroundings, I am in a large open space, not the literal prison of an apartment where I was stuck in here physically. I've gotten room to emote, room to move around, and room to cast 2 individuals who I'm sure are at the top of their game. For the first round, I have a fantastic matchup for you. It's got 2 people you may have heard of. One is Matajatica, heard of him in Legends, of course. They are, in fact, a bridge troll. They famously placed in the Trinity side event in a previous YCS, gave me their address for prizing, and I found out they literally live in a swamp. No address. You have to, like, chuck it into the lake, and they will divine it like the Lady of the Lake. They're playing against Revs Cards, is in this tournament. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but, they are in here, and, they're playing, what they're playing shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, really. So we're gonna be watching that. That said, I do think these 2 decks are going to have some pretty interesting interplay, and I hope that it works out as I believe in my heart it will. I'm going to let them know I'm ready, and we are going to jump in to the first round of the 7th Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine series. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da! Alright, so pretty obviously, Revs is on Rocket Link. Matajatica is on Sacred Beast Eldritch. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this new build of Eldritch, the way it works is that the 7 Spirit Gates opened is a 1-card Curious, and is a fantastic way to send Eldritch to the graveyard in lieu of, like, opening Foolish or something. So we'll try that out. Revs is going to start with a copy of Rocket Tracer going into Striker Dragon. What I do like about Rocket Link is that its combos are evolutionary, you know? The combos that you see in something like Adamancipator don't really change from, like week to week. People have just kind of optimized them by this point and continue to execute them. Rocket Link's combos, inversely, are extremely malleable. They can go into any number of weird bosses, and as a result, they do. You can see here that they are activating the effect of Romulus, triggering the effect of both the Parallel Exceed in the hand as well as the White Dragon Wyverbuster in graveyard. Now this is a pretty much best case scenario. Opening Parallel Exceed is an unbelievable boon to the link climbing ability of this deck, and after resolution of all of these effects in a new chain, this copy of Parallel Exceed is going to resolve. So, in the past, Rocket Link has ended on any number of things. We saw for a long time the best board being Unchained Abomination, with a copy of Savage Dragon under it, alongside something like an Abyss Dweller. Rafflesia acting as hand trap insurance in this case. Oh my god, does Revs have like an FTK in here? The second thing we've seen Rocket Link do in recent memory is be used as an engine for a really old school FTK that I'm surprised is seeing any popularity, Alapisu. And I will reveal we have at least one Alapisu FTK player in this tournament, so we'll see how they do. Alright, so unsurprisingly, we are going from Elpie into Pisty using a Crusadia Draco. Always better to be summoning this when you have Crusadias in the graveyard, but really just the inherent summon from the hand is good enough. The Ash Blossom coming down in response to the Elpie, but ooh, the Rafflesia is already on field. Matajatica just saying, do you have the Grave Hole in deck or is it in the hand? And unfortunately, the deck is where it's located. Gravedigger's Trap Hole sent to the graveyard. When an opponent activates a monster effect in the hand, you can negate that effect and inflict 2,000 damage to your opponent. It allows this copy of Parallel Exceed to not only be link climbing fodder, but also in scenarios where you already have everything you want, hand trap insurance by going into Rafflesia and sending that card. Alright, we're going to activate Brotar here, still named Larvalar on this image. Maybe I need to update my client. And down comes the Nibiru! Matt revealing that, in fact, they were activating the Ash Blossom to get the copy of Gravedigger's Trap Hole in the graveyard and clear the way for the big rock boy. Alright, well, whatever Rev's had in mind, this is probably not it. We're going to discard one card. What's that for? Oh, the Brotar effect? Oh, how sad. And that's going to be the end of the turn. Alright, fantastic job, Matt. Now let's see if Eldritch can put themselves in a winning board position after just one turn. Do you think they can? Chat with the ability of hindsight is calling this already. Oh, I never would have made that mistake. Oh, yes, I'm sure. Oh, and we're going to get to see it. Here comes 7 Spirit Gates Unleashed. So when this card's activated, you get to add a Yuria, a Haman, or a Raviel, or a monster that lists them from your deck to your hand. So after you activate it, you can add Dark Beckoning Beast to hand. Now, Dark Beckoning Beast is an insanely pushed card. It allows you to add one of the Sacred Beasts or a card that lists any of them from your deck to your hand, and it lets you summon a monster with 0 attack and 0 defense, a fiend, from your hand over the course of the turn as well. You get Chaos Summoning Beast, which can tribute itself to summon one of the Sacred Beasts from hand, but more importantly, allows you to go into a Link monster like Link Haribo. Now, it doesn't end there. 7 Spirit Gates Unleashed has the ability to reborn a monster from the graveyard, provided it is a Dark Fiend and you discard a card. They'll bring back the Chaos Summoning Beast, and with the one Link suite in the extra, we can get to a Cyber Dark, a Spellcaster Dark, and a Fiend Dark, paving the way for Curious and giving us a discard as well. So the Eldritch has made it into the graveyard by the time we've hit the Curious. We'll activate Curious's effect here. So Curious does a lot for Eldritch. Not only can you targeted send a card from your deck to the graveyard, in this case a Black Eldlixir, you also get to bin 3, and look at those hits! A Sanguine in the graveyard is fantastic. We're going to follow it up with a Cursed Eldland, and wow, Matt just drew everything. Ash, Nibiru, Eldritch, Cursed, 7 Spirit Gates. What a 5-card opener. Alright, so here comes the Conquistador to hand, and unsurprisingly, I think this is going to be the end of the game. From this position, we can activate the Eldritch in Graveyard, popping either the Cursed Eldland, or if we want to save it, we can pop the 7 Spirit Gates Unleashed. It's just such an absolutely powerhouse card for this deck. Summoning Eldritch the Golden Lord at 3,500. Cursed Eldland will trigger as well, allowing the send of a Golden Land Speller Trap from the deck to the graveyard. They pick the Garnet, the Guardian, still on that card, before activating the additional third effect of 7 Spirit Gates Unleashed. That is, if you control... Oh, wow, wait. Oh, no, it's just... No, yeah, if you control a level 10 monster, you can add a continuous spell from your graveyard to your hand. So you go ahead and pick... Cursed Eldland. I mean, just look at the advantage that has been generated off that single card. Hilarious that Eldritch fulfills the condition that the Sacred Beasts were meant to fulfill. So silly. For what it's worth, anyone pogging out about this specific interaction, this is the best case scenario for the deck. You know, it really doesn't get better than what you're seeing right here. That said, I mean, any deck would have a hell of a time playing through this. Alright, so the destruction of that monster, of course, is going to trigger the Brotar in Graveyard. This is activating in damage step, so it's going to be impossible for Matt to interact with. We're going to activate Brotar, pitching a copy of Silver Rocket Dragon and targeting itself getting a Levianeer. Important for the crackback, but we may not really get there without the ability to play through the multiple pieces of interaction Matt's obviously going to have. All right, we will attack into that set card. And surprisingly, while everyone was expecting Numeron Eldritch to be the flavor of the month, really Sacred Beast Eldritch doing a good job advertising itself in this first round. Buy out your 7 Spirit Gates now. Gonna get a Scarlet Sanguine at end step with this copy of Guardian banished from the graveyard, and I think we still have a Scarlet engrave to activate on our next turn after we activate the set Scarlet this turn. Omni Negate, I mean, it's just so good. 4-mon Skipper being normal summoned here, but activating 4-mon Skipper's effect likely means that it's going to fiend something like a Golden Land forever, and if that's the case, I mean, Revs' turn is basically over. They're able to resolve Levianeer, but this card can't be destroyed. This card actively wants to be destroyed, and all of the spells and traps float. Matt's not even going to give Revs the availability of the 4-mon Skipper, firing off the Conquistador, the Golden Land, extremely early, hitting that 4-mon before it can activate its effect, which is not unsummon. It is an ignition effect. And we know the remaining contents of the hand, the Levianeer and the Boot Sector launch. Kidori Pro asking, are there any Fossil Fusions in the tournament? If so, I'm going to sub for like 5 years. Get your wallets open because there are a non-zero number of Fossil players today. We've seen some of the power of the new cards in the Sacred Beast structure deck, but I hope over the course of today we will see the power of some of the cards in Battles of Legend Armageddon, which is legal for this event. Alright, we'll fire off Heketo here. That's just about as good as it gets. Wow, the back row was Golden Land Forever, Scarlet Sanguine, Heketo, Conquistador? You are kidding me. I mean, no deck is going to beat this. Props to Matt. They played fantastically. I'm not going to, give them grief for this, but they opened like a god. Alright, here comes the Chaos Dragon Levianeer, and, I mean, can you even afford to activate the effect? It just runs directly into the Golden Land Forever. But what are you doing with the Levianeer otherwise? Walking into the Curious, giving the Eldritch player fodder back, walking into the Nibiru, crashing and giving them an OTK? Rock in a hard place. Alright, so Curious is going to trigger in Graveyard. Fun fact, when this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to target a card in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. They're going to get... Oh, God! Pot of Extravagance! What a silly card. And Revs has seen the writing on the wall, says, GG. And folks, we are moving to game 2. Wow, that was a quick one. Of course, there's never going to be a ton of back and forth with when one player opens Ash Nibiru through exactly one piece of hand trap disruption. But that said, the crackback was immense on the back of the new Sacred Beast cards. I'm not gonna lie, the fundamentally broken part of that combo looked like the Sacred Beast stuff. And that's the that was kind of my fear reading the new Sacred Beast cards. Because the Sacred Beasts don't have an archetype, they set the boundaries of a lot of their support around level 10 monsters. And this may shock some of you to hear, but the Sacred Beasts are not the only level 10 monsters in the game. So, if they push the cards enough, which they did, to make an extremely unplayable archetype even semi-competent, any archetype that can take advantage of those extremely pushed cards is going to be in a fantastic place following their release, as Matajatica has just shown. Alright, we are going to normal summon a copy of Maximus, this time Revs on the play, and going through the Crusadia line. Oh wow, they opened a lot of Crusadias. So they'll activate the effect of Magius here. Unfortunately, they don't have a way to chain block it with something like Draco, and the punish comes down. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring resolving here, but I don't know how beat up about this Revs is. There are very few scenarios in which you don't rip either a Called or an Extender in this deck that is literally just full of Calds and Extenders. We're going to get Draco to hand, one of the most important critical cards in the deck. Not only does it give you access to additional link fodder by way of its effect, it also gives you access to dragons, which you might otherwise lack. We're going into a Needle Fiber here. The Needle Fiber effect is going to activate for a Rocket Synchron. Always good to see this getting something that isn't 0/0/1 1 or Jet. We're going to special the Draco, and we have not yet specialed the Maximus this turn, so I would hazard a guess that that's the one that's being added back to hand. No, the Arborea, excuse me. Instead, they're going into a Striker Dragon. That's going to trigger the effect of Striker Dragon and add a Boot Sector launch to hand. Good to see while you've got a Rocket Synchron in the graveyard. And next, we're going to likely link away this copy of Draco for a Gar Dragon Pisty? Oh no, an Elpie. All right. God, I don't know these combos. Elpie still works here because Halqifibrax and Elpie both point to this zone. No reason to go into Pisty just yet, I suppose. We're going into a Brotar. As we saw last game, this card has to resolve. If you've got an Nibiru, this is a really punishing point to put it down because, of course, this card will not have a type and an attribute at resolution. So seeing no Nibiru from Matajatica makes me feel like they don't have it. Levianir added to the hand here. We're going to go into a Collapse Serpent. The good Rocket Link players always open the Collapse Serpent, just like the good Eldritch players always open Ash Blossom. And down comes Saruya. Saruya is so critical to this deck. Its extension, its draw. So many of the cards in this deck are kind of garnets, you know? You don't necessarily want to see them in your opener, but it's not the end of the world if you do. This is a fantastic opportunity to put back things like Dragon Ravine that are otherwise just free net pluses. Dang, remember when this was the most broken Link for? Remember when this was a $70 card and people were emptying out their bank accounts to play World Chalice at YCSs? What a world, what a world. I know, Delta, I'm shocked too that Matt isn't playing 60-card Dark Warrior FTK, the Matajatica special. Alright, a Foolish Burial found off the Saruya draws. Let's see what we're going to send here. Now, there's a non-zero chance that Revs is playing like a barrier statue. Nope, even better. Playing a copy of Galactic Spiral Dragon. This is a relatively new include into these decks. While this card's in your hand or graveyard, if you control 2 lighter Dark Dragon monsters, you get to special it for free in defense, and then banish it when it leaves the field. And then as an ignition effect, while it's on the field, you can make everything on the field become level 8. Important for assembling rank 8s, as well as... and that's pretty much it. Alright, so we have not yet activated Pisty, and God, Saruya just has such beneficial Link arrows, even more than its effect. That's just such a boon to this archetype. I mean, there was, oh my God, 4-man Skipper going to the graveyard means we get the Parallel Exceed as well. There was a time when people really thought that, like, cards like Appaloosa would just never exist. Cards with massively beneficial effects like that, that had Link arrows that fantastic. Looks like we're going for the Galactic Spiral now. We do fulfill its condition by way of the Pisty and the Brotar. We're going to use its second effect to switch this Brotar to 8, and now we can overlay for 8 if we so desire. Now, there are a lot of good ones against Eldritch. Hope Harbinger is pretty strong. It's going to go to 33, and not only will it negate spells and traps, but a lot of people forget this, it also has Patrician of Darkness style effects. Alright, so we're going to bring back Draco using Pisty. Matajatica typing in chat, the presence of an 8 does kind of telegraph that Revs isn't on an FTK, and, like, that's good. So here comes Romulus, and after you've resolved Saruya, there's about a 0% chance that Romulus's target of choice is not still in the deck. Just free pluses. I mean, the problem with Dragon Link is that it discards and sends so many cards over the course of its combos. Same similar problem with, like, the Chaos variants of this deck. It can be mitigated by these really powerful Link monsters that add cards on summon, even if the individual cards aren't very powerful. But your bad hands include those cards. They aren't necessarily bricks, but they do mean you won't be able to discard as many as you would like. So the ability to shuffle those back with Saruya is intensely important. We're going to use Ravine here, pitching White Dragon, Wyverbuster. God, what's in this hand? Alright, going for the Absorouter Dragon. Absorouter Dragon, of course, when sent to the graveyard, allows you to add a rocket from your deck to your hand, and guess which one they're going to get? It's Tracer! Now, we still have the Boot Sector launch in hand, so that Tracer shouldn't be too difficult to get onto the field if we so desire. That represents an additional negate by way of Savage. Alright, going into Heavenly Spheres. And that's going to trigger, of course, the Parallel Exceed. More important than the negate is the ability to end on this monster. Alright, double Parallel Exceeds have now made their way to the field, and God, I mean, it was really just a matter of time before Four-Mon Skipper had a good target, but Parallel Exceed has really exceeded my expectations. Rafflesia with a copy of Gravehole in deck is just so absurdly powerful, and will be powerful even if Matajatica has opened something like 7 Spirit Gates Unleashed, or, God forbid, Hard Eldritch. We're now going to Levianeer, and fun fact, Levianeer is not just a blind second card. If you only use Dark Monsters, you can hand loop your opponent for 1. That, combined with the hand trap they've already discarded, means that they're going to have to play through a Monster Negate, a Spell Negate, and the Hieratic Seal with a 4-card opener. Matajatica taking a long time to think about this, and who can blame him? I mean, this is a difficult one to navigate. Alright, Cursed Eldland comes down. This is a rough one. Hope Harbinger does something that very few other spell negates do, and that's tucks the card under it. So the effect of Cursed Eldland won't necessarily be able to be activated. That means it's a very alluring banish target, but if you've got a Ghost Ogre in hand, oh boy. Oh, well, the Ghost Ogre in hand reveals why they didn't go from Tracer into Borreload Savage Dragon. They actually shuffled back the Boot Sector launch. I kind of like that. So we do get to activate the Graveyard effect of Cursed Eldland here, but it's much less potent. Going for the Guardian really telegraphs that Matt's trying to play a longer style of game, and who can blame him versus a deck like this? Oh, we're activating the Eldritch effect here, I think just to prompt the Rafflesia. I mean, you do kind of have to call the bluff, you don't really have an opportunity, and you do get 2,000 life points for your trouble, so it's not that big of a deal. Unfortunately, you know, Matt's now loaded. If this card in hand is a spell or trap, which it is, they can go for Eldritch, but they're not going to be able to walk over anything important. The Hope Harbinger can change the attack declaration target to this card. Matt will be able to go into a Scarlet Sanguine at end step, but I would be shocked if Dragon Link can't find a way to OTK through that. So from this position, Revs has a couple of options. They can use Hieratic Seal to bounce the Eldritch, which is extremely funny. They can direct it into the Hope Harbinger. I mean, yeah, ball's in their court. Walking into the Spheres, Rev says, I mean, I'm gonna use the Spheres, probably. Yeah. And this looks pretty over. When you return the Eldritch to the hand, of course, it can't go to the graveyard this turn. You have no access to it. At the end step, you're going to be able to trigger Guardian and Conquistador, which gets you, 2 Eldritches max, but one's going to be White Destiny. And with a Hope Harbinger on board, that's going to translate to 1. All Revs has to do is walk through a single Eldritch, and they'll be able to OTK. Yeah, thank you as well to the almost 300 viewers that have decided to watch Revs stomp the bridge troll themselves, Matajatica, on Rocket Link. Alright, so we're going to activate at end step, unsurprisingly, a copy of Guardian and a copy of Haketo to get a Scarlet Sanguine, and I would imagine a White Destiny, but we haven't actually seen it yet out of Matt. It's possible they're only on black as the additional target. 200 viewers, 100 bots. Yeah, that's correct. For those of you asking who won Game 1, Matajatica won. Alright, so unsurprisingly, we've got Scarlet Sanguine, White Destiny, ball's in your court, Revs, it's your game to lose. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, unsurprisingly, is activate Dragon Ravine, and Revs is on Chaos Space! God, I was hoping to see it. Chaos Space, one of the new cards released that really powers up this deck from Toon Chaos. Honestly, if I had to pick a single card in Toon Chaos that was actually going to have any metagame impact, it would be Chaos Space. Chaos Space allows you to send a light or dark monster from your hand to the graveyard and add one that can't be normal summoned or set from your deck to your hand. Not good at this stage and point of the game, but otherwise a very fantastic searcher either for Lev or for the Chaos Dragons, that is White Dragon Wyvern Buster and Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. And when in the graveyard, you can banish it from your graveyard, then target one of your banished light or dark monsters that can't be normal summoned or set, and put it into the bottom of the deck. We're going to lead with a copy of Cosmic Cyclone. Targeting the Scarlet Sanguine, I'd consider the White Destiny. Alright, we are going for the Scarlet Sanguine here. That's going to prompt it very early. The Eldritch we have to defeat is on field. The one in hand that can be summoned from White Destiny is not that big of a problem, of course, because we have the number 38 on board. And all we gotta find is like a way to, like Nightmare Phoenix, and we're out of this. Tracer is the remaining card in hand, as you all know. God, there's just so much you can do. Now, unfortunately, for those of you who are familiar with Dragon Link, the main issue this deck has, and the reason why I think it is a less competent combo deck than something like Adamancipator, is that its extra deck is actually extremely shallow. Once you get through stuff like, I don't know, all of the required Link monsters to set up, you don't have a lot of space to pivot between different things in the ED, right? Like, imaginably, what they have left in the ED is like Boral Sword Dragon and 3 cards we don't know. But likely either a second copy of Striker Dragon, some additional extenders, or like alternate rank 8s. There's likely not a lot left for them. And because of that, what you do turn 1 kind of has to win you the game. Now, it is going to in this instance, but it is not unreasonable to imagine a scenario in which it fails to. Alright, and looks like we are about to go to a Game 3 after the Hope Harbinger negates that White Destiny. Matt's going to take 44, and folks, Revs is 1 game away from walking with this set. Now, Matt proved just how powerful Sacred Beast Eldritch can look, and I certainly hope to see that again, but that was kind of a clinic on Dragon Link as well. Now, when you compare a deck like Dragon Link to a deck like Adamancipator, what Adamancipator has that Dragon Link doesn't is the ability to put a lot of their powerful synchro bosses back. That's why you usually saw like 1 copy of the Blue Egg for a long time, for example. Kidori Pro, if you go to bed right now, you will probably wake up in time for finals. But Adamancipator doesn't even run eggs anymore, Mr. Streamer Man. I know, some of them do, and really only the blue one and only 1 copy. But what's the best that Dragon Link can muster? Like, safer? Miserable. And here we go. The 7 Spirit Gates Unleashed Open has made it onto the field. Let's see what Matt can accomplish with this. So, we're going to normal summon this copy of Dark Beckoning Beast, the most broken card in the structure deck. It allows you to search either a Sacred Beast or a card that mentions them. I just stopped printing cards that have this text on it. That's going to get either a Chaos Summoning Beast, or if they're feeling really saucy, Chaos Core. I don't think this deck is playing that. They're going to normal summon a copy of Chaos Summoning Beast, and did you know that the Link 1 suite of Link monsters for 1-star monsters is broken as hell? So we're going to, from here, Link summon a copy of Link Haribo. Then we can activate the second effect of 7 Spirit Gates Unleashed, which allows you to discard a card while you have a Fiend-type monster in your graveyard to summon back a Fiend with 0 attack and defense from the graveyard. That'll be the Chaos Summoning Beast, unsurprisingly. And then we can Link summon a copy of Anima. Relinquished Anima, a Link Haribo, and a Dark Beckoning Beast are a Fiend, a Spellcaster, and a Cyberse, respectively, which is perfect fodder for the 1-card Curious. Discarding the Eldritch is fantastic, and that's why this, just works so well in this archetype. You just have so many cards, especially turn 1, that you natively want into the graveyard. You don't want to minus yourself so hard on Eldritch, pitching your own card to destroy your own card. Pitching it for additional copies of monsters to go into Curious is much better. So next we're going to go for Curious's Effect. And from here we can send any number of extremely powerful cards. Let's see if we do what Chad has been begging for and send a Cursed Eldland. That'll telegraph if Matajatica already has access to it or doesn't yet. There is a third effect of 7 Spirit Gates Unleashed, which is if you control level 10 monster, you can add a continuous spell back to your hand. We're going to send Black Elixir, so it looks like potentially not. Then we'll activate the effect of Curious, and oh my god, Mila Haketo as always. Yeah, Matt might be right here. Says Cursed Eldland is too greedy, chat. They've already got everything they want. We don't really need Cursed Eldland at this point in the game. We'll activate the effect of Eldritch in Graveyard, pitching the 7 Spirit Gates Unleashed. All those effects, and it's a continuous spell to be discarded to Eldritch as well. Just so much power. From here, we can activate the effect of Elixir Black Awakening, get the requisite Golden Land card we want, and then at end step we can banish Haketo for something like a Scarlet Sanguine. Any additional cards we have in the hand, any Haketos, any Conquistadors, they are just gas. Alright, so at end step, unsurprisingly, we're going to activate the effect of Haketo, setting from our deck a copy of what I imagine will be Scarlet Sanguine. So we've got 2 unknowns, the Omni Negate, an ability to get to another copy of Eldritch, getting the White Destiny, telegraphing one of these two is already Scarlet Sanguine, or that there's another Eldritch in hand, and Curious, which if destroyed is going to add back pretty much anything. I mean, the Pot of Extravagance is pretty good. If 7 Spirit Gates has more targets in deck, which I doubt it does, they're probably on a 3-2 ratio. Not a big deal if you draw any of these Garnets. There's just so much you can do from this position. Okay, here we go. Now, one thing that Chaos Dragon is, or Dragon Link, Rocket Link, whatever you want to call it, is good at, not only is it okay at building boards, it's fantastic at disassembling them. So even though Revs would prefer to go first and set up negates, prevent his opponent from taking actions, he doesn't hate going second. Cards like Levianeer drastically increase the ability of this matchup. Looks like Matt is shotgunning on this copy of Magius. Now that's frustrating for Revs because you really do want the Magius to resolve, but not the end of the world. You can banish this copy of Arborea in order to prevent the destruction of the Magius, which is just such a fantastic interaction and a great open. Trading the Graveyard Arborea for the Conquistador is exactly the position Revs wants to be in. So we're going to go into Reclusia here. That's going to trigger Magius and chain block it by activating the effect of Reclusia as well, targeting the Golden Land Forever. This way you can't use the Golden Land Forever later in the turn. Best case scenario is you activate it now to get rid of the Reclusia, but the Reclusia is going to pop itself anyway. Imaginably, Matt is just going to let it go. All right, and this is really exactly what Revs wants. From here we can get the Draco to hand. Now we have already summoned, regrettably, so as a result it may not be as powerful. Yeah, we'll get an Arborea to hand, it looks like, but we have yet to special summon that card either. That means we already have access to dragons, which is great news for Revs. And here's how we have it. A Chaos Space in the opener pitching a Maximus. If you've got, I don't know, any kind of Ash or something, this is the time. And unsurprisingly, Matajatica does have it. Otherwise, I think obviously you'd see that card being set at their last end step. Chaos Space, a very frustrating card to be ashed. You're discarding a card, and the condition to get it out of the graveyard is actually very difficult if you don't have access to the Chaos Dragons already. So now Matt's locked under very few Link material. They're going to go from here into a Halka Fibrax and activate its effect, which gets them a Rocket Synchron and a Striker Dragon and a Boot Sector launch, but all of those steps are massively interruptible. This one set card is the last unknown on Matt's side of the field. This Elixir of White Destiny isn't going to accomplish much. Alright, Rocket Synchron, the special summon. That's going to turn into Elpie! Whoa, that's broken! Curious's up arrow gives Elpie a scenario where it can be summoned to a zone that points to both the Hulk zone and the Elpie. That's so funny! This allows Revs to preserve the Striker Dragon for later in the turn. Wow, summoning Curious to the other zone would have prevented that from happening. That's 2 heads up. All right, from here we're going to be able to go into Absa Now, Absa of course, a very fantastic card. Once it goes to the graveyard, you can add a rocket from your deck to your hand. Now, the reason that Dragon Link has such an easy time clearing boards is a little card I like to call Boral Sword Savage Dragon. Now, the unfortunate part for Revs is that Eldritch resists Savage in very important ways. They summon monsters in defense. They have huge butts. The only monsters they leave in attack are Link monsters, and, like, getting over a Curious for 3,000 is probably actively bad. We're going to the Boral Sword right now. That's going to trigger the Absa. I mean, ugh. So what's unfortunate for Revs is that if they don't win the game here, they are probably going to lose. Obviously, no deck can grind like Eldritch, so you are going to have to figure out a way to engineer lethal right now. Alright, so we are going to go Rocket Tracer. Into Gardragon Pisty. That's kind of funny. And then Pisty's effect? I guess Boral Savage doesn't have, or Boral Sword rather, doesn't have the worst arrows in the world. From here we can activate Tracer's effect and go into like, I don't know, the Tenyi? Why even call it Sacred Beast Eldritch when it doesn't use Sacred Beast? Chat, come on. What am I calling this? 7 Spirit Gates Eldritch? No. We gotta give the Sacred Beast some props. Nope, Savage the play, and yikes, this does not look fantastic. Alright, we're going to activate Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine before it can be negated. And really, Matt's just trying to stem the bleeding here. You know, any way to prevent the OTK is all that they're looking at. And it looks like they've done it. Like, this is not likely to end the game. With no higher than Link 2 in the graveyard, they're not even able to push it above the Eldritch's butt. Alright, so we're going to walk into the Curious first. This is not the worst thing in the world, because of course we know that we can negate the Curious effect using the Savage Dragon, and realistically I think we probably have to. Like, the game isn't going to last one more turn cycle. So you gotta get the negate out now. You'll get the next negate out on the next crack. But what else can you do here, realistically? Walk over the 2 Eldritches? Pass? That is not strong. Alright, so we're going to walk over the 2 Eldritches and pass back to an Eldritch player that can trigger an Elixir of White Destiny at any point. They have a Scarlet Sanguine for the next turn. I mean, this doesn't look great. Chat's saying about the Curious zones. Wait, so if Curious was here, Hulk was here, LP would be here, and then point this direction. Am I crazy? Is there another way that would work? The LP zone would have to be... The LP would have to be here for the zone to work, right? How do zones work, chat? Summon to Hulk zone. Oh! I see what you mean. So it would have worked because LP doesn't specify two monsters you control. If you summon it to the Hulk zone, it could just use the zone pointed to by Curious and itself. Okay, you're right, chat. The last time I'll be saying that today. Alright, so we are going to activate the Eldritch in the graveyard, popping the Conquistador to get it back to the hand. Now, unfortunately for Matt, Boral Sword interacts in a kind of frustrating way here. It's going to make it very hard to actually attack over anything. Like, if you summon this in attack, you could just switch it to defense. Getting over the Savage is imperative. Alright, we're going to activate White Destiny in Graveyard. Of course, it was activated at the end of last turn, so it is fresh. We can get any Golden Land spell or trap, and all of them are just extremely broken at this point in the game. Conquistador it is. I don't know, I'd feel comfortable even passing. Activating Scarlet Sanguine in order to get probably Haketo. And then activating... Conquistador at end step because it was sent off Eldritch and not activated to get another Scarlet Sanguine. We can wall up forever. Revs has done a good job of not succumbing to the Dragon Link FOMO and burning through the entire extra deck, but they're pretty much out of cards in hand, and the ones in Graveyard do remarkably little. Alright, we're going to go for the Conquistador of the Golden Land at end step as predicted. That's going to set, I would imagine, a Scarlet. Alright, let's try it out. And again, like, this is just a scenario where Adamancipator would maybe be able to clean it up just by virtue of playing cards like Dragite that just interact in a super unprofitable way. But Dragon Link is just kind of lacking in those cards. You get to walk over the board, that's fine. If you're Matajatica, you can fire Conquistador here. It gets negated and destroyed, and then you chain any of your other cards. Alright, that's the last negate out of this Borreload Savage Dragon. And we're activating the Boral Sword here. It's so frustrating. Like, even in a scenario where Matt refuses to activate something like the Scarlet Sanguine, or I think this is a Haketo? Yeah. Or the Haketo in order to preserve their life points, they're not even remotely close to dead on this attack. Yeah, I think Rin is right in chat. Zero Boros is the way out of this game. Alright, Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine has made it onto the field. We're going to see if we can resolve that. We can, and all three Eldritches are now in play. The only downside is there are no longer counters on Borreload Savage Dragon. Nothing will be able to be negated. Ball's in your court, Matt. You can finally start wailing over these monsters. Alright, chat. I can neither confirm nor deny this is the list from the Sealed Only series. But let's assume for a second it is. We basically all know the contents of Rev's deck. What card in Rev's deck will get them out of this scenario? Sound off in chat. Let me know. Nothing. Okay, very fantastic. Raigeki, that's good. That might do it. Ugh, Cursed Eldland, the draw for turn. Oof. Grave Trap Hole. Hard drawn Grave Trap Hole. Good idea. Link God Dragon. CJ Alex coming in with the correct answer. Now this Eldritch is fine, but of course still succumbs to the problems of Boral Sword. Weird hand must be for Matt. I would consider keeping that in hand and then using it to pop the Boral Sword Dragon. 3 Pot of Greeds into Exodia. Wow, and refusing to do that means that they are going to succumb to Boral Sword for the 2nd turn in a row. Maybe I just have Yu-Gi-Oh! Disease, the disease in which you feel like you have to be making plays at every stage of the game. Realistically, you don't, and as a result, you know, if you're Matt, you have no problem just switching your monster to defense, setting 1 at end step, recurring all of your spells and traps by virtue of how absolutely obscenely broken these cards are, and then conking the Boral Sword at the first possible opportunity. I don't even know why you do that. Did he attack the... No, he attacked the Savage. Rin says, Crow, Zeroboros, Tracer solves it. Well, Crow doesn't seem like it's going to solve 3 Eldritches in Grave. Alright, so we've got access to... Oh god, I wasn't paying attention. Conk. We've likely got access to Haketo, so Tracer is now out as an out. Oh, we've got Guardian. Oh, Guardian is so funny. Oh my god, Guardian is unironically extremely good. Triple Ghost Bell. Yeah, that could do it. Mystic Mine. Ooh, Mystic Mine would not do it. Revs has more cards on their side of the field. For now. And at end step, we're going to go for Haketo and Conk. This is the last Conk, so if Revs can find an out to exactly that Conk, maybe they can do it. They're getting a Scarlet Sanguine, and I believe... Oh, that's it? No more targets? They banished 2, right? Oh, wait, is Revs just going to try and take this by running Matt out of cards? That would be very funny. Dunkoro asks, how many non-Numeron generators are there? About 3/4 of the generators are Numeron. Pot of Avarice, but for banished traps win? Buddy, let me introduce you to a little card called El Dorado Orlando. Well, this is a pretty sick rip. Dragon Ravine pitching Quick Launch. I don't even think we have targets in the deck since they pitched a Silver Rocket Dragon mid-combo. Alright, we're going to send the Brotar. Oh, is that it? Just sending the Brotar because we had it? Oh, no. Alright, walk over the Eldritch if you must. The Scarlet Sanguine, unfortunately, can summon from grave. Conk is coming down, and unfortunately, it is being activated at a time where Borreload Savage Dragon cannot negate it. No counters remain on this big-ass bungus. And so we'll be activating Conquistador, destroying this copy of Boral Sword Dragon, triggering the Brotar in Graveyard. Revs was 15 steps ahead the whole time. Alright, so we're going to activate Brotar, targeting this copy of Borreload Savage. We'll pitch the Veiler pretty late on this card. But would have been funny if activated on something like the Dark Beckoning Beast. We'll get one of the Chaos Dragons and wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. This could work. Alright, can the Haketo banish every light monster from the graveyard? We've got 1, 2... Oh my god, we only have 2? Wow, it actually could have if we didn't banish the Veiler. Oh no, there's a Maximus in here as well. Alright, down comes Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. I don't know, what are you using it for? We could make spheres? Spheres might be nice. Oh, this card can't be normal summoned or set. Are we allowed to Chaos Space extra deck monsters? '? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? ? Wait, is Matajatica gonna lose this game? It kinda looks that way. Banishing the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. At very minimum, we can shuffle that back with Chaos Space. Yeah, that's the play here. This is rough. So, like, again, like, the inflexibility in the extra deck really coming into play here, right? Like, so much of this is, like, extenders, and critical combo pieces, and so little of it is, like, flexible bosses. Back comes the Tracer to hand, but what can we use the Tracer for realistically? We're gonna Union Carrier here to lock Matt out of... Oh! Excuse me? Oh! Oh my god! My mind was expanding at an unbelievable rate, and thankfully, Matt has shrunk it down to size. 5 summons means it's Nibiru time. Nibiru comes down, and how are they going to out the token? That token is enormous. They can get the Eldritch back to hand, but they... No, actually, there's a million ways to do it, of course. You can get the Eldritch back to hand by popping one of these cards, and then you can use Cursed Eldland to add, I hope you still have targets, to hand, and then pop the token that way, and that's lethal. Oh, Matt has figured out a way to win this game. All they need is any target for Cursed Eldland, and of course they do have... Oh, no, wait! That's not a spell or trap! Oh, but they have one in hand. A Solemn Judgment gonna be good enough. Sending that token to the graveyard. We can activate the Eldritch in graveyard, sending the Cursed Eldland, provided that Revs doesn't have exactly a DD Crow or a Ghost Bell. This is 25... This is Xaxes, I believe. Oh, what a grind, what a match, and what an unfortunate end for Revs' first turn. I really thought there was a possibility he might take this, but sitting behind a Borreload, Savage, and Borrelsword for 3 turns unfortunately wasn't enough versus the best grind game in Yu-Gi-Oh! Though it was close. I think Matt is just straight up out of Golden Land spells and traps, as well as Elixirs. I mean, if Revs could live this turn by virtue of a Gores or something, I think they'd be able to kill him on the crackback. Oh, is Matt not on Gustav? Matt, wait! Oh, thank God. Okay, I was like, if they're not on Gustav, they actually might lose this game. But, they're, you know, Sacred Beast Eldritch doesn't really need its extra deck outside of the Link ones, so might as well play Extrav and a big-ass gun. A fantastic, very American finish to this one. Shouts out to Revs, a fantastic content creator, a wonderful duelist, but unfortunately not your round 1 winner. That's going to go to Matajatica. Guys, that is going to be it for round 1. That was literally the last match. It was literally the last match. Every other match is concluded. 64 other matches, and they have concluded. Thank you to the 339 people viewing. You will not have to wait for long. The next round is going to be up momentarily. Folks, let me know in the comments what you want to see. I'm probably going to see if I can find you an Appliancer game. No cap, I don't think Appliancer is good, but I do want to see what it can do. Let me know in the comments, and I will do my best. Stevie, I'm not picking you. I know you'll do well, and we can hit you up later. All right, see you soon. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and it is time for the second round of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine series. Now, we have got some good ones. We've got some bad ones. We just watched Magijatica Shlong Revs cards with Sacred Beast Eldritch, but there's a couple of decks that I have to get before they fall off. I'm going to be completely honest about this. Decks like Fossil and Appliancer, they're not going to stick around very long. I'm just being realistic here. All three of those are already 0-1, so I figured I would get one your way before the wheels completely fall off. This round, we are going to be watching Appliancer, of all things. Let me get a trans rights in chat for Robopi, Appliancer Stan worldwide. But we are also watching, and I'm so sorry for this. God, I'm so sorry for this. I hesitate to even say it. We got True Draco. Chat, they're playing against True Draco. So, do with that information what you will, but I think that we are either in for a very long game in which we both fall asleep, or we are in for a very short game in which Appliancer loses in the first 5 seconds. So, I'm going to let them know I'm ready to go, and we are going to be off to the races with the second round of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine series. So the good news is that the individual playing the True Draco list is Meds for Feds. Now, this is someone who has done historically pretty well in Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine Series S. They're known for playing Unchained, but of course are not playing it here today. I don't know why not. I would have really preferred it. They're going to lead with a copy of Pot of Duality, and oh god. Oh, here we go. Stevie, stop whining. Numeron decks are going to get on camera. Don't worry. Did Appliancers win a round?
No.
I gotta get them in now. They're not gonna win a single round the entire event. If you want to see them, it's gotta be here. Alright, Ash Blossom, a pretty good response to the Pot of Desires. I'm having some second thoughts about the community I've cultivated here. A lot of people in the chat are very excited to see True Draco. Setting off some alarm bells, I gotta tell you. Alright, so it's now Meds for Feds' turn. Not Meds for Feds, King Magic Rulers. Let's see what you can accomplish. Okay, Pot of Extravagance makes sense in this deck. While you do need the extra deck, you are playing 3 of pretty much every relevant card. And wow, this is about as good as you could have possibly imagined. Appliancer Copybockle, the normal summon for the turn. Now, the problem with Appliancer is that it's only got 3 main deck monsters, and none of them are fantastic. And Duplication coming down as well! Oh my god! This is as good as it's gonna get! Alright, so triple Copybockle. This allows you to target an Appliancer you control, then special it from your hand, and it becomes the monster's name until the end phase. And then during the main phase, after the one where it was sent to the graveyard, you can banish it, and then special a monster from your hand or graveyard with the same name as an Appliancer you control. Alright, so from here we're going to go into Appliancer Kappa Scale. Now, the point of Kappa Scale is it's just a free link. You want to get cards in the graveyard, cycling through all of your individual effects. It can tribute itself to special and Appliancer. So I guess I should explain the Appliancer gimmick. Each Appliancer has an effect that triggers when it is co-linked, and one that triggers when it is not co-linked. Kappa Scale's non-co-linked effect is that you contribute it to summon an Appliancer from your graveyard. Its co-linked is you contribute it to summon an Appliancer link monster from the graveyard. Keltopus doesn't have a co-linked effect, but enables things to be co-linked. It's the only one with the right arrows. Vacuum Elephant, when co-linked, can target... send a card from your hand to the graveyard, then target a card your opponent controls, destroy it. If it's co-linked, you can target a monster instead. So you can see here, we've co-linked it, but selected the non-co-linked effect. Alright, so we're going to go into Laundry Dragon here. You can cycle through the link monsters for this. This card is, it's a house. After damage calc, if it battles an opponent's monster, you can banish it. And then after damage calc, if it's not co-linked, you can destroy it. And then it Ring of Destructions them. So this was a dupe open. Just do want to impart that information to you. This is about as good as it's going to get. Kidori Pro asks, MBT, will these be on YouTube? Swiss will be on YouTube on MBTV. That's youtube.com/MBTVODS, the VOD channel that I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs so I can monetize the videos. And the top 8 will be on the main channel. All right, looks like we're going to set 1 pass. So the good news for Appliancer is that while the deck isn't very good, it really excels against true Draco hands that get to resolve 2 Pot of Duality and still find nothing. Those are pretty few and far between, but they are running into it right now. I mean, we might actually see an Appliancer victory in terms of a Game 1. How do you sweeten the deal for subscribing to MBTV? Ooh, that's a good question. Maybe I'll intersperse VODs on the VOD channel with videos of my fat cake. All right, we're going to go into Appliancer Kappa Scale from the Keltopus here. Now, of course, this can be attributed to summon an Appliancer Link from the graveyard. Can't be one of the ones that was cheated out, or Kappa Scale. It was co-linked here. Oh, no, it wasn't, because it points directly upwards. So we'll get Copy Bockle. We can now activate Copy Bockle's effect in graveyard, targeting the Copy Bockle on field to summon the Copy Bockle from graveyard. It's very frustrating watching this archetype because doing things like this looks very broken. Like, there are a lot of cards being activated, there are a lot of effects being resolved, there are a lot of monsters being summoned. The problem is, they're not. I mean, they don't really do anything. There's no end goal. I guess, technically, they're missing exactly 1 card. But that 1 card doesn't change anything in a very meaningful way. And I mean, King Magic Ruler, I think, here is not stalling. I think they are, in fact, trying to figure out what their deck actually does. Taking this time to ponder the ineptitude of Appliancer. 5 cards left in the extra deck. Oh, well. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing, but in my defense, it is extremely funny. I mean, all that setup, 2 turns of setup, just to end on a Boral Sword that can attack 1 time. Oh god. Can we get some Pepe hands in chat for King Magic Ruler? This individual spent 2 turns comboing off at full potential with Machine Duplication, and all they could manage was a Boral Sword Dragon. Oh, man. Mark Blue Dragon, thank you for the subscription. Oh, it's not enabled. Well, in that case, just say PP hands. Well, somehow King Magic Ruler has been afforded a 3rd turn. Now, you only have to do 4,000 damage here. Please! You've got to have something! This can't be all! If Meds for Feds is super greedy here, they can set that Borload Savage to 750. Oh, man. King Magic Ruler says, my hand is hilarious. Yeah, I'm aching to see it, dog. Oh, thank God. The True Draco player has finally found a True Draco. So at this point, they can use the effect of Apocalypse in the graveyard to destroy the Boral Sword. Of course, from this position, they can change this Ignis to defense position for next turn. Now with 3 in the graveyard, we can activate the effect of Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix. Now, Ignis can't trigger here because, of course, you can't respond to Boral Sword's effect, but still not a big deal. I think this is effectively the end of the game. Even though the draws seem pretty dead, I would imagine that Meds for Feds is going to be able to walk with this. Folks, remember to buy Battles of Legends at www.tcgplayer.com. And if you're doing that, make sure to use my promo code, available in the welcome section of my Discord or the description of any of my videos. You're gonna want... God. Oh, Jesus. So this is funny, but how does Appliancer out a 3,000 attack point monster? I think it's like normal summon one of the monsters and then make like Anima and steal it, but that would require you to have one of the monsters? Pedro Pokemon says, I will buy an Appliancer deck with your code right now. Well, for what it's worth, I mean, how much could that realistically cost you? Let me go to TCG Player. I'm not doing anything else. I'll go to TCG Player right now. Alright, let's search for Appliancer. Oh, yes. Now this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Not a single Appliancer card is over $4. They're all three. Every single Appliancer card is $3. Alright, so now we're going to... Oh, wait, we had Sockatroll the whole time? Whoa, broken. Okay. So Sockatroll is actually pretty strong. Sockatroll is the card that really sounds like the deck is broken. If you have an Appliancer, you get to special it from your hand, and if an Appliancer Sockatroll is special summoned to your field while you control it, you can special an Appliancer Sockatroll from your deck. God damn it. You are kidding me. Well, I guess you probably crash and then walk in for 15. Meds for Feds is at a healthy 1,500 life points. If King Magic Ruler had just sequenced this a little bit better, they could have won here? No, Laundry doesn't do damage. What? Hey, Dingus. I think it does damage right now. Wait, is that a condition? Oh, they wouldn't have sequenced it around Skill Drain if Skill Drain hadn't already been flipped. I see. Alright, so I guess we're just going to make Ignis Heat and walk over the Laundry Dragon. Who cares? We'll trigger the effect of Laundry Dragon, and then it'll go to the graveyard. Fun times. And have we finally weaseled our way out of this game? Do we really have to continue beating our head into the wall that is true Draco? Can we finally, as a nation, admit that Appliancer sucks? We're just doing it again, I suppose. I have no idea what the Appliancer player would even do here. Like normal summon. Special Pankratops. We could get in with like Pankratops beats over the course of 2 or 3 turns. That would do it. Chat says, why did you pick this match? Listen, can you blame me? If you want to see Appliancer, you can either see it round 1 or round 2. And from that point on, everyone who's playing Appliancer is going to be dead. Let's see how that Fossil player is doing, by the way. We'll do that between games. Alright, so we're going to... we're going to Special Apprentice Illusion, I suppose. Because it's funny. It's also lethal. Alright, is this set card Inferno Tempest? You wouldn't even have a chance to trigger it. Dang, and who could have seen this coming? Appliancer loses game 1. Oh. Fossil player is 1-1. Ooh, hello. All right, it looks like about a third of games are just about wrapping up. So we still got a lot of time left in this round. All right, so we're going to go for Pot of Duality here off of a Pot of Desires. And finally, it looks like our true Draco friend is going to be popping off, if you can call it that, taking the Monarch's Erupt here. Well, the trick to playing around Monarch's Erupt is if they negate your effects, it doesn't matter if those effects weren't good in the first place. Do we have any hero players? There are 2 hero players in this tournament, and a couple of people using hero to enable, Goki Link type stuff. There's 3 Gokis minimum? There's 3. Yeah, there's 3 minimum. Alright, so Ignis set 3 passes pretty good when one of those 3 is the one-sided effect negator. King Magic Ruler says, if I can't win this game, Appliancer sucks. Well, we're about to find it out. Lightning Storm on Spell Trap is pretty good. I think you still probably chain Ignis here. Ooh, or you just activate Solemn Judgment. Okay. Do we have a second one? Do we have a Interrupted Kaiju Slumber? So this is okay. Minimum, it turns off the Monarch's Erupt. Can you chain Monarch's Erupt to this and have it resolve with it on? Is that something you would be interested in doing? All right, we'll give them Jizzy Kuru and Big Bungus Boy. Next, we're going to activate Appliancer Electrolyrical World. So this card's actually good. When this card's activated, you get to add an Appliancer from your deck to your hand, except for Electrolyrical World. And then if you link summon an Appliancer, you can add an Appliancer monster from your graveyard to your hand. So you can get some really stupid shit going with Sockatroll specifically. Alright, so we're going to normal summon Sockatroll. Ooh, and summon a Copy Bottle from hand. I mean, this really is a top 10% Appliancer open. Okay, let's see if we can do this. We're going to activate Sockatroll. Wait, would we have won if we made Anima? If we put it in the Anima zone? Okay, we'll activate Sockatroll to get a Sockatroll from deck. Now, we haven't special summoned the Sockatroll from hand yet. We wasted our normal on it, which means we can link to something and then trigger Electrolyrical World. I think we're going to do that. That's going to put the Sockatroll back in hand. Oh, we could just kill him with Boral Sword. I mean, that's boring, but, I mean, we might just do it. Oh, it looks like, yeah, so Sockatroll back into the hand. We'll special the Sockatroll because we control the Sockatroll. And, hey, that's a Link 4. Hopefully these 2 set cards do nothing. There's Boral Sword Savage. So I'm starting to think that Boral Sword is this deck's, like, pretty much only way to win the game. I don't even think they... Oh, my God. Oh, geez, that's painful. Oh, is there a Cosmic in hand? Oh no. Okay, well... You do get in for, like, 18. They're at 22. That set card better be real good, my guy. It better be real good. Oh, God. So the good news is if a card has been taken by Manhunt, it can't attack or activate its effects. The bad news is that the True Draco player just drew a Dragonic Diagram. That is pretty much the worst news possible. Oh, wow. Alright, so, you know... Let's activate Dragonic Diagram, I suppose. Popping True Draco Heritage. Wow, just really does not care even one bit. We will activate the Graveyard effect of Heritage, probably popping the Unknown set because Lyrical World does nothing. Oh, it's evenly matched. Oh, I think I would have. Oh, they went for lethal instead. This is shameful, I would say. And if they can figure out a way to out exactly Jizikuru, they can just win the game by locking their opponent out of effects by virtue of the card that I believe we know is Monarch's Erupt. Yeah, this is a rough one. Honestly, I don't even know how Appliancer would out this Borrelsword Dragon. The spacing is pretty bad. Maybe they could Anima it? Anima my manhunted Borrelsword would be very funny. What happens... Oh, no. Make another Borrelsword. Now you're talking. Now you're cooking. And pass. Great. Yeah, I mean, Meds for Fed says, yeah, I can't find a win condition, but what are you going to do? My Borrelsword can't be destroyed by battle. That's right. This card can't be destroyed by battle. Oh, but it can be destroyed by a Kaiju. We'll activate Kaiju Slumber here to get another Doggeran. I mean, this is pretty close. You just have to find a way to do, what, 18? We know the card is exactly, what's it called? Monarch's Erupt. This might work. It could work. Again, any appliancer will do it. The dog. Nope. Nothing. Oh, come on. Come on, my guy. Oh, this is the least capable deck I've ever seen in my life. To those of you wondering where the Appliancer TMT is, here. You're seeing it right now. Just pretend this is the 10-minute testing. What? And, like, they're just dead to the fact that the monster you attack while Dragonic Diagram is on field will take 2 hits to kill. They're just dead to that. They can't out the fact that you could set this card in defense position and wall off the Kaijus for the rest of time. Oh! Oh my god! It's an Appliancer! Okay, so, like... I'm trying to imagine how this works in any sort of reasonable capacity. Okay, there's Laundry Dragon that triggers Dynamite Knight, and with Dynamite Knight they can get the card necessary to keep you from ever winning the game. Ash Blossom! Wait! Oh my god, this could do it! Monarch's Erupt is funny. Alright, Sockatrol back in hand. That effect activates in hand. Is there a Link 2 that outs this? Are you ready? I've got the... Oh, Copy Bockle. Oh my god, we can make a 3 here. What 3 would do it? Sockatrol summoning from deck. We could go... the Laundry into the green one, activate the green one's effect, and then use Sockatrol to go into Anima. That's what you have to do. And also Anima doesn't work because of Monarch's Erupt. BLS? King Magic Ruler says, sorry to disappoint, but in fact I can't do anything because Laundry sucks. Okay, well, we get to move Laundry. That's, that's something. I'm so sorry, King Magic Ruler. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot. This deck is terrible. This is the worst deck I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen such a drastic disconnect from how the deck looked in the anime and how the deck performs in real life. This deck is hot garbage. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna activate Disciples. I guess we have enough. Oh. No, to chat saying Arcana Force is worse. In the context of GX, at the time it was designed, if you flipped all heads on Arcana Force, it it wasn't necessarily a competent deck, but it did do some interesting stuff that no other deck did. You know, it had some fun monsters that you wouldn't get anywhere else. In the context of modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, Appliancer is so damn bad. It is just terrible. Turbo Tuesday Laundry Dragon. Oh my god. And she comes down again. Apprentice Illusion Magician. Broken! I just want to say, shouts out to Meds for Feds. Really sacked into this matchup. These were the two worst hands I've ever seen in my life, and somehow they're going to be able to flex them into 2 victories. And just like that, King Magic Ruler reverting to their state as a household cleaning robot, losing sentience quickly. Meds for Feds, please end their life. Please destroy my Roomba. Activate... Oh, God, another Ash off the top. Well, at least we're negating the Dynamite Knight. Chad, correct. All he's got to do is draw Magic Cylinder. That's the out. Pre-Errata Ring of Destruction also does it. Cylinder wouldn't do anything here? No. You just gotta activate it on the Dynamite Knight attack. Meds for Feds is only at 1400. This is game 2. I'll give you one guess as to who won game 1. Laundry Dragon, once again. That triggers Appliancer World. We can make a Link 3. It's just not very good. So Sockatroll to summon itself. Like, Sockatroll is an independently busted card. Like, this represents so much Link material, and it's so recursive, so powerful, and it just ends on these fucking garbage bosses. Alright, this is the end of the game. We can go ahead and pop this, Disciples. We can activate Disciples to pop the unknown set. It was dupe. I knew it was dupe. I'm like, it's gotta be dupe. They've already got every Copy Bockle and every Sockatroll in circulation. That should be the end of the game. We'll now be able to clear both copies of Sockatroll, and they don't recur if they're both in the graveyard. Oh, gross. Well, chat, I mean, this is Appliancer. This is Battles of Legend. This set's gonna save Yu-Gi-Oh, baby. Introduce Numeron and this extremely powerful archetype. Whoa, they finally found it! Breaker Bunkle, just 18 turns too late. Oh, man. There's Vacuum Elephant. That triggers Electrolyrical World. You get the Sockatroll back. You can special the Sockatroll. There's just so much you get to do every turn for so little. Oh, God. I just don't know what to say. There's nothing I can say. Folks, it's Appliancer. Meds for Feds, I am begging you with all of my heart to wrap this up this turn. I cannot take another turn of this. Alright. we have another monster by way of the Majesty Maiden. All right, 18. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? We have one more turn of this? Are you kidding me? Has the Appliancer player not suffered enough? Slumber still would have done it. Alright, and that's gonna be it. Unsurprisingly, Appliancer sucks. I'm sorry, it's just not very good. It's not a good archetype, buy it now. Thanks, Rin PG333 for the $65. Says, guess who's doing their job and 2-0ing people. And then the next round says, I literally knocked out both Code Talker players out of the EXO bracket, one right after the other. Doing God's work here. The Appliancer players, the Code Talker players, the Goki players. All Vrains lore enthusiasts must be put in their place. That's just the way it is. Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, and I have bad news, folks. We're not watching Evil Eye. I'm sorry, I know you all wanted to watch Evil Eye. We're not watching it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the person they are up against is playing a deck that makes me not want to feature them. That's all I'm going to say. You will see Evil Eye for sure. If not this round, and literally not this round, but next round, I'll get it in. Don't worry. Even if they're X1, you know, there's still something to be said for an Evil Eye pilot who can get that far. This round, however, I have a little more of a realistic matchup. It's between Graboid Fan 31, who has done quite well in a couple of Quarantine series now, and Rin PG 333, who has done pretty well in a bunch of Hisklander tournaments. They actually suck at Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is why they haven't seen any competitive success in the Quarantine series. They do always get close. I am lying. They are playing an absolute, just a mess of a deck, and I hope it works out for them. But I'm really happy to show you this match. It is between Dinosaur, I believe, yeah, and Orchist, and I'll let them know I'm ready, and we'll go off there. No Eldritch. Don't worry. I'm doing my best to avoid it. I'm doing my best to avoid Generator and Eldritch because they're just going to be Numeron matches. All right. Here we go. So right off the bat, you're going to notice a couple of things. The first is that Rin is playing 60 cards. Rin has decided to throw caution to the winds. Let's swap this so it makes sense. And just load up on every single starter in the universe. Graboid Fan has opened Lost World, but without something like an Overraptor to follow it up, it's not fantastic. Miscellaneousaurus is okay, but non-Overraptor Lost World opens only really work under two conditions. One, you've drawn Token Collector, and two, you have a battle phase. It looks like neither of those conditions have been fulfilled, and as a result, Rin's going to get a crack at it. Alright, so first things first, yes, Rin is on Mech Knights. They're going to use Mech Knight Blue Sky here in order to get Gearsu the Orchist Mech Knight. They are on a pretty sizable Mech Knight package to search this card specifically, and it's not hard to see why. The card is insane. We're going to be able to use Mech Knight of the Morningstar to discard the Gearsu. Oh god, did we draw two? In order to get a World Legacy Succession. Oh, it doesn't matter if we did. Next, we're going to fire off this World Legacy Succession to get back Gearsu the Orchist Mech Knight without committing to a normal summon. That's going to be met by a Called by the Grave. Unfortunate. Oh, is that the end of the turn? Oh boy! Alright, two fantastic decks slinging spells. Just doing real good against each other right now. Let me check something real quick. Oh, I'm looking for it. Ooh, I can't find it. What did Rin sign up with? All right, so looks like we have oh god. Oh my god. Folks, this is peak Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know what to tell you other than that. Oh god. Oh no. And a pass. At end step, we're going to activate the effect of Tornado Dragon. Firing off a Called by the Grave to banish the detached Miscellaneousaurus. I think I would have kept the Misk, or activated this early so I could have then activated the Misk. I don't know, hey. Oh boy. Alright, Rin, tell me you drew a starter. Please let me watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I run 20, says Rin. Didn't find one. Great, excellent. Oh my god. Okay. Well, this is thrilling. I mean, this is true Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just a matter of who finds Soul Eating Oviraptor, who finds Girsu. Oh! And it looks like setting that card has enabled Pankratops. Oh my god, that's actually going to be the end of the game. So that's going to summon a token of Rin's side of the board, and then of course afterwards we'll be able to go to the battle phase, walk into that token, use Lost World's replacement effect to destroy a baby Ceratosaurus, get ourselves an Oviraptor, and suddenly Dinosaur is in the game, and also winning the game. Lost World going to send a baby Ceratosaurus. Baby Ceratosaurus going to trigger getting a copy of Soul Eating Oviraptor. Soul Eating Oviraptor is going to trigger getting, I'd imagine, pretty much anything at this point would be insane. Miscellaneousaurus is pretty good. Yeah. And then, if they so desire, the Pankratops can actually walk over the Morningstar. It's in the right column. And down the Morningstar goes. We still have the attack of the Oviraptor. We could hit that set card as well. Let's see what it is. A hand trap, perhaps? Oh my god. No material. No material, the set. I swear to god. See how bad this card is? Even when you're not activating its hand effect, it causes you to lose. Alright, let's go ahead and activate Soul Eating Oviraptor here, targeting the egg. And here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that Lost World's replacement effect is a soft once per turn? So afterwards you can use the effect to send a baby Ceratosaurus instead. It is sent from the deck. That will trigger summoning probably a Miscellaneousaurus from deck and enabling a summon of a Lagia or a Dolka at minimum. Giant Rex, the find. Makes sense with a Miscellaneousaurus in hand. Alright, we're going to overlay for a copy of Lagia as expected. Now that will receive the debuff from Lost World, but still not a big deal. I mean, with no set spells and traps, it's going to be very difficult for Rin to make a column. Did Rin find a starter? 97% of the deck is starters at this point. Gizmek Orochi, the draw for turn. That's not bad. It's not great, but it does walk over the Lagia if it's allowed to resolve. Oh, and it looks like it was allowed to resolve. We're walking over the Lagia here. Gonna chain the Pankratops, walking over the Orochi. That's fine if you're Rin, I think. In main phase 2, we'll activate Babel, which I think is also fine. We've got no Orchists anywhere. I guess we've got a Girsu, but last I checked, Girsu doesn't have a quick effect graveyard. Making Link Spider, baby. And that's that. On end step, they're going to use this Tornado Dragon to destroy the face-up Babel. And this is looking pretty over. We can use the Miscellaneous Oris in hand in order to enable, like, pretty much anything. We can use the one in the graveyard. We can also summon Ultimate Conductor Tyranno if we so desire. Yeah, that is it. Rin says if he can't kill me this turn, I win. Oh my god, what are you on, Final Countdown? Now, notably, that's a bad zone for Pensatag. Oh, Babel Pitch Nightmare, I see. Alright, 3K Direct, 1K Direct, and then 1916 should finish it off. I don't know, if you have like a Performage damage juggler, you can get out of it. Ooh, or if your opponent forgets you have a Gizmek Orochi, that's pretty good too. You gotta summon it in attack, don't you? Otherwise you're just straight up dead. It would have to have been a miss attack with the highest attack monster first. Well, a third of Rin's deck is starters, and still they failed to find one. Ain't that just the way the news goes? That said, I don't think that was a game that Rin was supposed to win in any world regardless. His opponent went first, he's on Dinosaur, he can probably set up enough negates to wall Orcust out of the game, but hey! So it goes. Sphere Karibo would have done it, you are correct. Alright, time for game 2. This is a rough one for both players. Rin's got a lot of, like, mech stuff going on in the deck, so expecting Rin to go first I don't think is, like, a done deal. It's very possible that Rin elects to go second voluntarily. If that's the case, then, maybe Graboid Fan wants to be boarding into, like, Solemn Judgments and the like. But I think that's a pretty hard call to make. Like, I don't know how I personally would navigate this. Alright. So this realistically should probably do it. We're gonna get a... Ooh. Whoa. So Rin actually did force Graboid onto the play. Snake Helios, you didn't miss Evil Eye. We're doing it next round. Ooh, and that is a... Wow, that's a miserable setup. Alright, the going second gamble paying off. Honestly, I would consider not even setting a card. You're just giving them free mech zones. Alright, Gearsu going to be activated here. Going to be bet with a Didfip. That's annoying! But hardly the end of the world. All you need is one extender. All right, let's go. Wow, I don't know what it is. Something about casting Rin causes them to irrevocably brick beyond all possible. What? SPS is 3-1? Are you kidding me? Oh man, I really don't want to feature Gimmick Puppet, but I might have to. Alright, so we're going to put a token on Rin's side of the field. Miscellaneous Source being activated here. And then Soul Eating Oviraptor being activated as well. Baby Ceresaurus in the graveyard. Into Animadorned Archosaur. Archosaur triggers, popping a Baby Ceresaurus in hand. Must be nice. For a copy of Double Evolution Pill, and this is the end of the game. Well, Rin had a nice run, but yeah, I would be surprised to see this continue to happen. Miscellaneous Source is so strong. It even beats an Nibiru. Going into Link Karibo here. That's interesting. Followed by Reproducus. Oh, hey, have you seen this combo before? Reproducus pointing downward means that after all this is done, we can go into a Simorg. I guess that telegraphs that we're not dying this turn, but we're pretty close. We'll go into an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And then we'll trigger the Giant Rex in the graveyard. That'll bring it back and enable an additional rank 4 alongside whatever Simorg nonsense they want to go into. Yep, Dolka's a fine pick, especially against decks like this. Dolka just kind of is Appaloosa. Reproducus going to hit that defense position monster. And there is the Simorg. You may be wondering where the Winged Beast is. That was the Baby Ceresaurus. Now, this is the pretty normal setup here. I don't think we're dead, but we're darn close. Another 1,000, and then we're getting in for 38, I want to say. 37. If Rin has evenly, that will do it. Nope. Alright, so Simorg is going to summon from deck a copy of Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. That will prevent any special summons of anything but a Winged Beast, and Rin has to draw something absolutely crazy off the top to remain in this game. Well, hey, that's pretty good. Though, to be honest, we probably can't activate the effect. Ugh, and we're not even going to get an opportunity to try. Destroying a Nibiru to set that card face down. No zones, come on. And it looks like Rin is going to surrender, and that is going to be that. An extremely quick and clean 2 games out of Graboid Fan 31, but there's a reason Graboid Fan keeps making it into top cuts. They're quite good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Dang, you people put up with a lot. That song sucked. Hey everybody, it's me, Joseph Rothschild, aka MBT, and we are into round 5 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine series. Now, we have got a good one. I know you all wanted to see Evil Eye, so we're gonna watch that. They're playing against... It's Adamancipator. I have no other way to describe it. The deck is Adamancipator, and, you know, at some point we were going to start seeing good decks. It might as well be 5 rounds into our 7-round tournament. That said, a lot is going to depend on the die roll, obviously. So, best of luck to the Evil Eye player. Good luck, Serziel. I'm rooting for you. Oh, man. Alright, I'm going to let him know that I'm in, and then we are going to be off for the Evil Eye game. Which, I mean, good luck. Alright. So here it is. Sir Jack is on Evil Eye. They are X1. They lost their last match. Felix Wynn is on Adamancipator. They have routinely done okay in these events. Might be looking for their first or maybe second ticket to Top Cut. I don't really remember. But this deck has won against Adamancipator before. It looks like they are going second, which is terrible news. I apologize to Sir Jack. That's probably going to be it. So, they're going to lead with a copy of Adamancipator Analyzer. This is the one that, of course, can be special summoned, provided your opponent is the only one that controls monsters. Unfortunately, that is not the case. See what we find off the top, and what do you know? Oh, not 1, but 2 copies of Guardian. That's the mark of a good Adamancipator player, ladies and gentlemen. I know, someone tell me the percentages. I know they've got to be high, right? Like, there's no way that it's a low % chance that they find Guardian off of the top. I just want to be mad. I just want to be mad about it. Alright, so we're going to activate Seeker from hand, and then, of course, we will activate Seeker's effect. We've got a couple of interesting decks in the X1 bracket. The Gimmick Puppet player we popped in on for a second is still X1. They are 3-1 at this point. We're going to use Crystron Halqifibrax. Big surprise there. It would appear that they have neglected to activate Seeker's effect. That's not ideal. Alright, so we're going to get from deck a copy of O-Lion to go into Link Cross. Folks, stop me if you've seen this combo before. We're going to activate Link Cross in order to summon 2 tokens, then Synchro Summon using a token and a Mecha Phantom O-Lion, most likely a copy of Martial Metal Marcher. Thanks, chat. 38% chance of finding a Guardian if all 3 are in deck and there's 35 cards remaining. Oh, no, actually, well, I'm getting conflicting reports from chat. Bamax says 95.5% chance to see Guardian in 5 excavated. That actually I think is correct. Alright, there we go. Herald of the Arclight has made it onto the field. And next comes Raptite. Out comes the token. And from the token comes... Whoa. Link Spider. What are we doing here? I'm confused. Okay, well, we found a copy of Seeker off of the Raptite. That's pretty good. And then we'll activate Researcher's Effect. Of course we have an activated Researcher's Effect. Of course, chat! Why would you have expected any differently? How much did you pay Alpha Cretin? Oh, trust me, she is not for sale. And what do you know? The Block Dragon as well. Wow, pretty good. Oh, wow. Pretty good. I can't even be mad about this. This is just Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. This is just how all Yu-Gi-Oh! Works. Different variations on this. Alright, we're going to get Gigantes, Researcher, and Seeker, so it's not even going to matter that we missed the Seeker earlier, because we found a card that does functionally the same thing. And then we're going to link off for a copy of Borreload Savage Dragon. So we've got Savage, we've got Appaloosa for 3, we've got Herald. How much better can this get? I guess we're going to find out. How are the Generator players doing? They've been better. Some of them are doing okay. I think Dunkoro is still X1. Next, we're going into Union Carrier, and of course, this is the part of the combo that really irritates me specifically. They can equip Buster Dragon Destruction Sword to this copy of Borreload Savage Dragon. Ooh, clearly have not done their homework here. Buster Dragon Destruction Sword, well, I don't think that Sir Jack's deck cares about that. If they gave up any negates for that, that's actually extremely good for Sir Jack. Ooh, the Infinite Impermanence coming down extremely early. I bet that Fiend's a negate. Yep, they're going to fire off the Borreload Savage for that. Okay, alright. This could happen. I don't think it's likely, but it could happen. Okay, the field spell is a good secondary activation. Evil Eye Domain Periodlia. I hope I'm saying that right. Periodilia? Periodlia? I think that's close. Alright, so that'll be negated, unsurprisingly. And then we'll summon Serziel. Hard drawn, by the way. Of course, there's no shortage of monster negates. Ooh! But instead of activating Appaloosa, they activate Herald, which opens them up to Called By! Oh my god. Wait. Did Evil Eye figure out a way to out this board? Oh my god. Okay, so Selene on the Serziel, it can no longer be destroyed by battle or card effects, and there's no real cute way to get rid of that, is there? The thing with Evil Eye is, even if this Serziel effect is negated, which I'm sure it will be, the monster isn't going to be destroyed, and the trigger... Ooh, it negates the activation. Well, it doesn't matter, we can walk over the Appaloosa regardless. The Evil Eye of Selene will prevent the destruction. In main phase 2, we can set the remainder of our hand, and... Damn, this is pretty good! Nice Basilius. Ugh, god. Well, now that there's nothing preventing the negation, we'll go for Basilius. We can get Evil Eye of Gorgiano from the graveyard next turn. I mean... I know you're saying this isn't enough, chat, but it certainly seems darn close. There's not a lot that cleanly outs just the Evil Eye of Selene to Serziel, right? You can't get over it by battle. Shortly, it's going to be larger than anything else on the field. You're going to have to constantly be negating the Serziel activations. Alright, here comes the Block Dragon. Alright, we're going to activate the Serziel now, targeting the Borreload. That's going to be chained in response. And in response, we're going to chain Evil Eye Defeat. So we can bounce the Block Dragon and the Borreload Savage. So it is still going to negate the activation, so we... Oh, this time we do get the attack increase. Why is that? What? They're going to normal summon an Adamancipator Researcher here. Do we have enough Earths in graveyard? We don't have any. So we got to find a way to get 3 Earths into the graveyard. Here's 1. Then we can go into Block Dragon. There's 2. And then we still need... We still need a way to find... Alright, so we're going to Block Dragon equipping Researcher with a Block Dragon. Or Union Carrier equipping Researcher with a Block Dragon. We can go and... Oh, Unicorn. Well, Unicorn solves the whole thing by tucking back the Evil Eye of Selene. That is unfortunate. Here I was, figuring out this huge, exciting, exceptional combo. They're like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, Nightmare Unicorn. I am playing this card. Boo. I was so excited. Fine. That's fine. Alright, so from here, the game actually straight up is over. We're going to be able to summon Researcher and Seeker. We can activate Seeker's effect. We can summon the Block Dragon. Yeah, this is massively over. Selene cares if the equipped monster or an Evil Eye spell and trap is... Oh, I see. Is activated. So the activation of Defeat was what caused that. Got it. Wow, and this looks like it's just going to be the end of the game. Obviously, there's just so many mechanisms by which they could win. Oh, man. I'm so sorry, Jack. We are going to have to go to the next game. Alright, we're going to send 3 of those away for a Dragonite, and as Chad predicted, that will end the game. We can trigger Adamancipator Analyzer afterwards. Oh, man. Another copy of Guardian off the top. Alright, so if they whiff everything, they could do it. What? Oh my god, they only got 1! Wait! Hold up! Wait a minute! So here we can bounce the Selene. We can access code, what? The Basilius and the Pareidolia, and that's 10 quadrillion damage. Felix One is really thinking about this. I don't know why. No idea why. Alright, Dragonite attacking over this copy of Serziel. Unfortunately, without the protection from the Evil Eye spell, it is very vulnerable to being killed. I guess they're not playing access code. That's the only scenario I can see in which we just don't kill them this turn. Wait, is Jack going to get another crack at it? Now, there's no negation on field. There's one spell trap negate and a monster negate that may or may not be sticking around. Wait a minute. Okay. Savage returns. Oh, yeah, okay. We got to play through a spell trap negate and an Omni. This is game 1, chat. Still a lot of time for the Evil Eye player to figure this out. Alright, so it's got to be like Dark Ruler No More, Lightning Storm. That actually straight up wins the game. Oh, no, wait, it doesn't because you still have to be able to do something. So we're going to activate Gorgiano. That's going to trigger the Dragonite. Next, we'll normal summon a Basilius by discarding a Catablapus. That triggers Catablapus' effect. Are you really going to negate Catablapus? Yes, apparently. I don't know about that. So the big problem here is, like, Basilius can use its effect to send Gorgion, which is fine. But Sir Jack doesn't really have the life points to accomplish anything. Like, even in a world where they were able to get a Selene combo going, like, every activation is going to cost you 500. Alright, well, time for game 2. Now, this game likely will be slightly different, because I would imagine, and, just going off of my Rothschildian intuition here, I would imagine that the Evil Eye player is going to select to go first. I know, it's shocking for me too, but I think it's a very slightly better position to be in if you're playing 57 traps to be the one on the play. Yeah, Basilius is good. I don't know about... Sir Jack's list is fine. It's just like Evil Eye, Evil Eye is not great. It's not great. That said, I still believe it can win. It can win if you give it your energy, chat. That's just the way it works. That's true of all decks, by the way. All decks can win if you simply give them your energy. I suggest he sides out his Evil Eye cards and sides into Eldritch. That's a good idea. So, unsurprisingly, Jack is going first for game 2. And whoa, Serziel off the top. Okay. Oh, I don't know why that happened. We're going to get the counter trap here. Evil Eye of Selene. We're going to set, what? Set 4 pass? Set 2 pass. Oof, that's not very good. Go Evil Eye, only Fiend representation of the format. Well, with no copies of Plunder. Oh, God, and having to burn it so early to protect the Selene. Cosmic is just such a house against this deck. Adhara, the first summon. And, oh, God. Betetting Sasur the second. So if they go into Hulk here, I think probably you are going to... God, banishing the Hulk isn't even that good. They're going to Hulk for, like... Ooh, Ash is even better. If at Resolution you fire Serziel, that would be very funny. Just to stop, like, the Linkross. Gigantes the summon here. The Linkross doesn't really do anything without access to a tuner. I guess you're just going to wait for your opponent to summon their first Adamancipator and then just banish it. They're going to go into Unicorn here. Unicorn's annoying, but hardly the end of the game. Discarding Nibiru. I mean, you banish the Unicorn, certainly. But wow, that last card better be real damn good. And it's fantastic. It's the best card in the deck. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. And they have a Ghost Ogre. Alright, everything depends on this find. No, 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 no. And Seeker! A whiff! Oh, broken! Now, unfortunately, in the standby, Serziel's second effect will kick in and they will have to lose it, but this is a great position to be in. Yeah, I mean, they have to find something that starts the ball rolling once again. Oh, easy! And that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect, baby. We're getting another Evil Eye of Selene, and I mean, that's the end of the game. If you're Felix, you just gotta go next, baby. You gotta get to the next one. Time to top deck Block Dragon. That still does do it. Top decking Block Dragon, unfortunately, still does win the game. They have exactly 3 Earths. 1, 2, 3. They do. That's stupid, but honestly is a pretty good idea. Oh my god. Oh, that's so funny. Ugh. All right, let's see what the draw was. Oh, Lion. Oh, this is kind of crusty, right? Like, You're probably... I don't know if you're even banishing O-Lion. You maybe banish O-Lion? The problem with Serziel is you're going to lose Serziel if you use it. Ah, damn it. Wow, big shouts out to my sister. Alright, Infip. I mean, what, you can make a 5 here. Going to Nat Beast. The problem is, so the problem from Sir Jack's perspective is firing Serziel will cause the Serziel to die. And Sir Jack literally does not have a way to win the game. Cerberus. That is completely okay. Linkross. Oh my god, Linkross is Swords of Revealing Light here. Loading up Earths in my graveyard. This is Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! Can we get a Periodlia or something, please? That is okay. That's alright. So Foolish Burial Goods here can send any number of cards. Gorgiano's okay, but you need another card in hand. So, actually it sucks. Alright, what do you draw? Guardian off the top! Easiest game of my life, folks. Wait. No, wait. Felix, no, read. Felix, wait! No! Felix, you must read! No, wait! You gotta do something with it. It's going to the graveyard. Okay, Union Care. Okay, here we go. Now we can get Block Dragon. Alright, good enough. And we do have to, you are correct, we do have to banish Block Dragon right now. I do like not firing the Guardian because you can't. Alright. So, now Guardian goes to the graveyard, now Serziel goes to the graveyard, and we are back to Top Deck Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, wait, it's send one card? Oh, yeah, just send the Serziel. Damn! Well, this is fine! Oh, Jack's in a great place. If they drew an Evil Eye card, they can discard it for Gargiano and win. They just gotta get another Serziel. I guess they didn't. Felix is like, I just need to see a block. I just need to see a block, baby. This is round 5, yeah. Let's see it off the top. This is not a block. Have we finally made it out of this miserable game? Can I draw an Evil Eye, though? Setting one card... I mean, any trap at this point basically seals the game as well as anything else would, right? Alright, 2 cards in hand. Here we go. Set 1. This is straight up kitchen table Yu-Gi-Oh! Except one of the decks is Adamancipator. Ash. Fine. Fine, who cares? None of this matters. Did he find it? Oh! He says, this is also fine. Oh my god, and finally. Oh god, we're going to game 3. 14 turn game, by the way. Oh, Jesus. What a disaster. Alright, so it's time for that all-important game 3, and I will bet you any amount of money that Adamancipator is going first. Call it a hunch. Gate Blocker, the normal summon. We can then special summon a Researcher from hand. And then, again, with the swap, fire off Researcher's effect, finding a Guardian. Of course they found a Guardian! Why would they not find a Guardian? Alright, so from here we can go into Hulk, protected by a Guardian. Fantastic. Folks, that's fan-freaking-tastic. And from here we'll activate Hulk's effect. It's got to be, what, Infip or Bust? And it looks like it's going to be Bust. I'm going to Bust. There's Olion, there's Linkross, and there's my cue to get some rest. Ravioli. Spaghetti. Alright, Martial Metal Marcher will summon the O-Line from Graveyard, and O-Line will summon a token. Bada bing, bada boom. I miss Salaman Great getting Gazelle off Foxy. Yeah. At this point, I do too. Alright, so we've made our way to Herald. From here we can go into Link Spider. And we can summon the Seeker from hand because we have the Raptite. We'll activate Seeker's effect. And get Tackle Crusader. Tackle Crusader is the man. Tackle Crusader is the boy. Alright, we're going to equip that young block dragon, so we're not going to have to deal with an extra deck lock. Out comes Block Dragon. Oh, man, this is just... this is unfortunate. So what's the worst that Felix could end on? Obviously, Savage is coming down. Block Dragon's going to trigger here. We're going to get... what, 3? The good news is we've already used most of the effects. Alright, so unsurprisingly, it's going to be Gigantes, and then Adamancipator, Seeker, and Researcher. We've got a couple of 4s. We could make something like a Abyss Dweller. We are going for the Gigantes. This might be an attempt to, like, make a 2-mat Appaloosa. That's not the worst thing ever. We could go rank 4, Block Dragon and Graveyard, 3-mat Appo, and end on, like, Herald, Savage, Abyss. Yeah, I mean, there's just... Oh! Whoa! Jack, that is so unbelievably late on the Nibiru. There was no good time to fire it either. If they had not found the Guardian off of that first one, Jack would have walked with this. Boy, that's really frustrating. Making Draegite here. That's odd. Wow, through Nibiru. This is the play they made. Nice set, Sekka's Light, says Jack. Well, okay, so that's a start. Okay. Didn't shotgun the copy of Abyss Dweller. Alright, okay, alright, okay. Cosmic the Parodilia. That's annoying. I probably would have waited. I mean, the punish here is if there's a Selene in the hand. But if there's not, you do win the game. Oh, no! Oh, no! Well. T-Set, not as powerful these days as it was in, T-Set was never really powerful. If that wasn't exactly Cyclone, says Sir Jack. Yu-Gi-Oh! Forever ruined. Oh, folks, there's no coming back from this one. That's right. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is finally over. Well, I think you probably just, summon Block Dragon and get this one over with. No reason to drag it out. We all know what's happening. This is well over lethal, I believe. We can, at the very minimum, equip the stupid extra deck lock. The status quo prevails again. I blame Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. God, this is thrilling. Just amazing. I mean, is there even a possibility to combo further? There's like 5 cards in the extra deck. Wait. I was like, you do have to be a little bit careful because he does still have the Nibiru, but Appaloosa is the way to prevent that from happening. The whiff's, like, frustrating, but definitely doesn't matter even a little. At this point, you are just killing a dead man. Maybe if they have Nibiru plus Gores, they can do it. Okay, now that doesn't do it. Yep, and as expected, there's the Nibiru. Go ahead and negate that. Proceed to battle and wipe this one up. Sad face is right. Pog, not so much, I gotta tell you. Personally, I don't find myself pogging. Now, Gore's time. Now hear me out. Alright, and that's going to be the end of the game. Well, that was unfortunate. Well, folks, it's time for round 6 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Quarantine series. Only one more round of Swiss remains after this one, so the people who are picking up these games are almost guaranteed a lock, but not necessarily. And we've got a toughie. So, the feature is going to be SPS. We dropped in on the back half of their game a couple of rounds ago. They're playing Numeron Gimmick Puppet, which is anything but gimmicky. It's looked extremely good. Obviously, it's playing the extremely powerful Numeron stuff, but Numeron Calling is not the only Numeron spell. There are a couple of them, and one of them is a rank-up magic that goes very nicely into Gimmick Puppet. Combine that with the fact that the Xyz monsters can make the Gimmick Puppet-specific bosses, and you've got a recipe for a pretty interesting brew on your hands. Now, they've beaten a couple of good people, obviously. I mean, you don't get to the position that you're at, if you haven't beaten some good people. But they're going to have to beat a very good person. Their opponent is Jason Leonard, who is currently XO, I believe? Nope, they are X1. They're one of the top-ranked X1s, and they're playing Adamancipator. So this is going to be rough. I want to, of course, root for SPS, just because, I mean, how funny is Numeron Gimmick Puppet? But at the same time, Jason Leonard is an extremely good player, and you always like to see individuals who are quality Yugists rewarded for their practice. I'm going to let them know I am ready, and these two titans, one of deck building and one of in-game play, are going to go at it. We're just going to wait for them to grab a drink, and then they will be on their way. Oh, wow. I will say the one mistake I think Jason is making is, as you know, if you're playing Unexpected Die, you need Angel Trumpeter and then a non-tuner rock monster. Jason's non-tuner rock monster of choice is Beta the Magnet Warrior, not Heads of Easter Island. Big mistake. Huge mistake. Both of these players are X1, chat, and only X1s are a lock for Top Cut, but if either of these players lose, it is likely they will be the X2 that makes it in, because their runs have been pretty deep. Alright, here we go. The game is afoot. See, I told you we'd get Numeron in here eventually. Alright, so first off, I've noticed that Jason's won the die roll, which is terrible news for SPS. Gonna begin with a copy of Unexpected Die. That's gonna summon from deck. Let's see it. Let's see the beta. Nah, Angel Trumpeter. Gotta make Halqifibrax one way or another. Alright, next is Adhara. So one thing that Unexpected Die does for the deck, besides giving it access to both tuners and non-tuners at all stages of the game, is it turns on Adhara very well. You will never control an effect monster, so you can die and then Adhara. Just playing Adhara with the other free special summons occasionally works you into scenarios where like they both have to be your first. This one is the cleanest by far. Alright, we're going to overlay for Gallant Granite with the 2 level 4s. That can get us either a block or a Seeker, depending on what we need. And we'll see if this resolves. If you are SPS, infip on the Gallant Granite. I do like it. It's very frustrating, though, you know? There was a time when this meant there was no Block Dragon access over the course of the turn, but that time has long gone. With the addition of Union Carrier, now later in the turn, they'll probably have Block Dragon access regardless. The one thing this does mean is it's very unlikely that Jason is going to be able to set up the Buster Dragon lock. Wow. Big whiff. Alright, so we're going to go into Halqifibrax from here. That's going to trigger its effect. They're going to get probably an O-Lion from deck, I would imagine. And then afterwards, let me know if you've seen this combo before, that Halqifibrax is going to turn into a Linkross, and we'll get a couple of tokens that way. So from here, the combo is pretty straightforward. After getting a couple of tokens, you can Synchro Summon a copy of Martial Metal Marcher. That'll trigger both the Graveyard effect of O-Lion and the on-field effect of Martial Metal Marcher, which will get you the O-Lion back. Oh, Jack, you'd like to know how this works? Don't worry. By the way, to the viewers both in chat right now and on YouTube, if I choke, I'm hella nervous right now. Oh, don't worry. The good news is you're playing against Adamancipator, so there's a good chance you won't have to take very many actions anyway. Alright, so we're going to go into Cyberse Integrator. God, Jason is so weird. This individual has put in so much combo theory into these builds, and Cyberse Integrator, I guess, is the fruits of his labor. So if this card's Synchro Summoned, you can summon a Cyberse Tuner from your hand or graveyard in defense, and if it's sent to the graveyard, you get to draw a card. It's like a reverse Formula Synchron. Alright, so we're going to fire off the Raptide here, and unfortunately I think that was a whiff, but Raptide isn't like the rest of them. Word to the rest of you Adamancipators, but I'm different. It can get anything, including tuners, though they will settle on a copy of Guardian. That's important because before this point, Jason didn't actually have Nibiru insurance. So from here we can trigger the effect of Cyberse Generator to draw a card, and then Union Carrier to get Block Dragon access if we don't have it already. And it looks like we don't, otherwise of course Union Carrier would be held to equip a Buster Dragon Destruction Sword onto an eventual Borreload Savage. So we're going to have to figure out a way to get that monster into the graveyard. A 6 and a 2? How on earth could we do that? Oh no! Actually, how on earth could we do that? This 6 is a tuner because it was made with Martial Metal Marcher. Oh no, these two don't make anything. Okay, there's Gigantes. We're going to have to get like a Weeping Idol. Or we can just Link Summon. Yeah, that works too. So an IP Masquerena will send this Block Dragon to the graveyard and get its effect. And chat's figured it out. Integrator's Cyberse typing means that it can make Union Carrier alongside Linkross. Speaking of Weeping Idol, there's one in the hand alongside an Analyzer and a Seeker. Out comes the Seeker. We'll trigger that effect. Ooh, and a big whiff. Oh, this is kind of a crusty scenario to be caught in. Well, the Weeping Idol is good. It's extra stars on field, and importantly, isn't a tuner. So this plus the 4 plus the 2 makes a Savage, if you like. Alright, so it looks like we are going to go for Herald first. And from here we can go into a fair number of things. Oh, sorry, that was the Clown Mobile outside. They're here to pick me up. The 4 plus the Guardian could be Savage if you so desire, but these star lines are really frustrating. I mean, Jason is really just kind of missing the cards that he whiffed off the top, effectively. If he'd been able to find those, we would be in a completely different position. And suddenly we've passed on what appears to be 2 negates plus potential Appaloosa access, which is really only okay. So Numeron Network coming down first. Now, you don't negate the network. You negate the effect of the network. So we're going to send Calling. Now, realistically, there's no way that this resolves. Yeah. So Savage is going to go ahead and negate it. Ooh. That's sad. Yeah, that is frustrating. And unfortunately, looks like this board was going to be good enough. I mean, at the end of the day, it is 3 monster negates on a monster that can't be destroyed, an Omni slash macro, and then, of course, Borreload as well. So, yeah, I mean, while not the apex of what Adamancipator is capable of doing, still pretty good and good enough to beat almost any deck. Certainly enough to beat Gimmick Puppets, I believe. All right, so back comes Block Dragon to no one's surprise. And out comes Unicorn, not taking any chances with this set card. I'll let you in on a secret. It was a Laughing Flower. The other day, SPS brought to stream a deck that was 30 copies of Laughing Flower minimum. Alright, out comes Gate Blocker, negating the effect of Numeron Network. That's kind of a funny tech. In a field full of Numeron, this is not a terrible card. Alright, we're going to go into access code here, likely just to do some damage. This is far over lethal. We've got negation for any potential Nibiru's. We'll go ahead and pop that Numeron Network, and I think be on our way to a comfortable game 2. But not before normal summoning a Guardian. Ooh! Okay. Wait a minute. Is that not once per turn? Numeron Wall is also kind of Battle Fader? I'll make sure to keep that in mind. Alright, so I think this time, unsurprisingly, SPS is going to be on the play. You lose a lot of utility with cards like Strings when your opponent's going first, but, you know, making S0 and passing versus Adamancipator seems pretty high on my to-do list. Alright, let's try it out. So, Numeron Wall, the first send, we're going to go ahead and get a copy of Numeron Network. Do they have it? Let's find out. Alright, calling time, baby. Let's get all those monsters out of the extra deck. Summoning them in defense. Not going for the OTK. Well, without a battle phase, that makes sense. Only summoning 3 here. The Katavari, the Badari, the Garari. Hey, it's Utopic Zexal. You excited to see this card yet? This is the first S0 we've had on stream all day, by the way. CyberVX says, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a mistake and I have sinned. And a pass. Folks, if that isn't the most powerful board you've ever seen... Well, whoa! Only Jason! Only Jason! Only Jason would be playing this card. Only Jason! This is some Rongo Nimiad shit here. So this targets a face-up Xyz monster your opponent controls that has material. It detaches all the Xyz materials, goes back to the extra deck, and then if there's a monster card, you can special to your opponent's side of the field. But I think you don't have to. Yeah, so these were cheated out, so you can't summon them. But, this was the old way that you beat Rongo Nimiad, was you would play Xyz Encore. Oh my god. Well, I mean, that is just too funny. I have Flying C in the sideboard for this exact reason. Oh, man. Alright, we're gonna go for Crystron Halka Fibrax here. And, folks, that is... I would imagine that is the end of this stream. Alright, so from here we're going to go into a copy of O-Lion. We're going to activate Linkross's effect. There's a lot of people packing a lot of really, really bad cards for Numeron stuff. No Material was in Rin's deck. Xyz Encore in Jason's sideboard. There's some absolute nonsense being passed off as playable in the name of stopping exactly Numeron Network. What's the best bad card to stop Numeron Network? Ghost Ogre's okay. Going back into this Cyberse Integrated, this is such a funny tech. It's so reasonable. I was ready to, like, say, oh, this card is PV bad. But it's actually pretty strong. It's looking good in these matches, for sure. Let's see if we have any other results while I'm checking. Jeff Leonard picked up. I think he's X1? Let me check. Yeah, Jeff Leonard is X1 after 6 rounds of contention. One more win and he's in. Who else? There's not much else that's happened. Ricardo Milos is at 4-1 as well with a very bad deck. This is our Dragon Maid pilot though, so could probably win with anything. Found the Weeping Idol here. It's not unreasonable to assume that there will be a Leonard mirror match that determines who lives and who dies. Both of them are X1. Can we get Jeff versus Jason? I'll just rig the challenge. Alright, going for Borreload Savage here. Surprising no one. Unicorn is funny. It's a nice way to discard a card as well. Oh, I just said how Ricardo Milos was doing. He's doing great. He's X1, I believe. SPS, you hardly dropped the ball. You got Adamancipated and then you got Xyz Encored. I would not qualify that as dropping the ball. Alright, and as we proceed to battle phase with a big ol' access code talker, I think we can all remember that Numeron is going to be the best deck, and it's completely broken. There's no counter to it. There's no way to play around it. Let's see the Numeron wall. See, the problem with this setup is if you negate the first wall, you still win. Like, if there's a wall in SPS's hand, and it fires here, and they negate it once, you still win. Forbidden Chalice. Oh, wow. Oh, they had so many outs for this stupid card. Oh, wow. Math. And that is going to be it. Wow. That's incredible. You can see the 10-minute testing standby here on the screen right now. Hello, everybody! I have returned. It is I, Joseph Rothschild, aka MBT. Sorry about the wait. I had to do something in real life. But the next round has started, and I have got a really fantastic match for you. Unfortunately, it is one of the individuals we just saw. I'm talking about Jason Leonard. But they are playing against the Ricardo Milos. I'm shocked. He's in the tournament and also alive. I he didn't die, right? No, it was Anarchy that died. Anyway, Jason, of course, is playing Adamancipator, we know, but his opponent is playing Numeron Guru. Now, both of these players are X1, so likely the one that wins this will be moving on and the one that loses it won't, although there is a slight possibility that the person who loses it will also be in Top Cut. Both of their breakers are fantastic. That said, I'm certainly rooting for this to be a bubble match. So I'm going to head there right now. And it looks like Jason has won the die roll. So fantastic match. Really excellent. Best of luck next time, Ricardo. But that's going to be it. We've had a couple of Adamancipators here today. I'm really hoping that this is the last we see of this miserable archetype. Alright, so unsurprisingly, we're going to go Beta the Magnet Warrior into Medolce Petting Saussure. And we're going to be able to activate the effective Gallant Granite in order to get from our deck to our hand! You know, I was about to say, I was like, if you have any sort of interaction, this might actually be the perfect time to fire it off. Because Gallant Granite is the last Earth monster you'll be able to go into, right? So the idea is, at the end of this, you'll be able to go into Union Hanger. Whoa! Ghost Ogre, the Hulk! So the idea is, you'll go into Union Hanger to get your Block Dragon if the Granite is negated, but you probably won't have access to a Union Hanger. Looks like we're going for Hulk for Researcher here after the Ghost Ogre, and a lot of hope being put on this Seeker. If this Seeker whiffs, it's the end of the game. One! Well, no, that was very much not a whiff. In fact, Doki Doki's the only one. But we will have to discard whatever's in the hand. Wow. I kind of like Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit versus Hulk. It doesn't, like, negate any of the Hulk stuff, but it prevents Halka-Fibrax from being flexed into Link Cross and just, like, unbelievable draws and board positioning. It's kind of cute. Unfortunately, the Ogre also really sucks in case Jason is going to end on anything else. Oh, but he doesn't! Wait, one Guru would do it. A normal summoned Guru beats this. There's Archer! That's pretty much the exact same thing! So we're going to walk into this copy of Herald of the Arclight, and suddenly we have access to not only everything we want, but also a bunch of set cards. Okay! Alright, this might actually do it! I mean, this is a pretty weak start for Guru as well, but the couple of hand traps have really prevented this from getting out of hand. Going to activate Researcher here. A lack of a Halka-Fibrax is going to make the follow-up combo line a lot harder. Whiff. 5 in a row! Let's go! This is the kind of Guru magic I need. Ricardo says, "You're human!" Well, for what it's worth, Jason has missed more on Adamancipators than any other Adamancipator player we have had on camera. They've been winning regardless. Dancin' by Aaron Smith plays, "The deck senses your doubt." So, no field spell at all for the Guru player. No network. No Hidden City. Just a face-up copy of Archer. I kind of like Solemning here. Solemning the Analyzer says, whatever's in your hand, it better not use the normal summon, and it better lead to a combo. It doesn't, and God, this 2100 butt on this thing is such a problem, but everything else is absolutely in Ricardo's favor, and that is just unbelievably strong. Even if Ricardo doesn't have a way to actually out this Researcher, they can use the quick effective Guru to effectively keep their opponent off of any Link summon that would be problematic for the rest of the game. And if you're ever allowed to flip that Guru back up, the game literally ends. So thinking about this one, it looks like they're actually going to prompt the effect of Guru right now, targeting the set copy of Researcher. Is that set card? Oh, this is interesting. So, this is not going to do what you want. Ricardo, no! You need another Sub-Terror for Archer's effect to trigger. Oh, no. That was such a misplay. Oh, God. That might actually be the end of the game. Alright, we're going to try the Researcher again. Let's see the whiff. Nope. No whiff this time. A Doki Doki off the top of the deck. Ooh, or a Guardian if they so desire. For what it's worth, I've made that mistake a bunch of times. Alright, Guardian ends up on the field. And it looks like we've got a Gigantes as well. We could Union Carrier into Block Dragon? That's like not the worst thing in the world. We'd need another Inherent for it. Otherwise, unfortunately, we just don't have access to a lot of stuff. Alright, looks like we are in fact going for further extension. Now, the other ones have whiffed a whole bunch of times, but Raptide is almost impossible to whiff with. We're going to fire that off. Let's see what's on the top of our deck. It'd have to be miraculously bad for Jason to lose from this position, I think. And if they can extend far enough to get something like a Borreload Savage onto the field, it's going to be nearly impossible for any Guru play to out that. It's unfortunate because I think this probably represented, another Ghost Ogre, probably represented the Guru player's best opportunity to win games. Thinking about the Guardian in response to the Ogre, it looks like they are going to go for it. Is that set card called by? It is! Oh, alright, okay, I'm still with it. So the Raptide will be destroyed. It does need a whiff here. Angel Trumpeter is not a whiff, as is Guardian. Ooh, those are bad ones. But they're not, like, broken, either. The last card in hand has to be Extension for this to work. I don't have a rock. Well, no big deal. This isn't going to die because of Called by the Grave. Oh! And looks like Jason is going to concede that Ghost Ogre was enough! Oh, that is miserable. With no extender, I mean, that really is the end of the game, huh? Okay, so shockingly, Numeron Guru walks with game one. I'm impressed. And really on the back of literally nothing but 3 hand traps. It was like Imperm, Ogre, Ogre won that game. This is the last round, Delta. Maintenance costs are not affected by Imperm. Is that a maintenance cost? I guess it would have to be. Actually, Guardian would have still died. It is a maintenance cost. Wow, okay, well. This is why I'm casting and not playing. It was Called by the Grave, but, you know, same principle. Alright, so for game 2, big surprise. Looks like Jason's going to be going first. They are on Adamancipator, so I expect they'll be able to do this again. That said, when your opponent is on a known quantity and you're playing a deck that aims to slow down the pace of the game, it's much easier in games 2 and 3 to come back from it. You know, you've got access to the Dark Ruler No More, the evenly matched... Okay. This is the greatest hand in the history of hands. Behold. No, Jason, no! Your life is on the line! Oh my god. Well, it has got to be chock full of answers to Numeron Network, because I am sure Ricardo is going to find one. Alright, there's Numeron Wall. Let's see it. Is it a Called by the Grave? It is not. Out comes the network, and next we'll activate the network's effect. We're going to pitch the copy of Calling. No response. We could just go for the OTK, right? Or do they have to battle an opponent's monster to double the attacks? Does have to battle an opponent's monster. Okay, so it looks like we're just going for all four of these big boys. No Fear Nibiru. We're going to the battle phase. We're going to do 4,000, which is still pretty good. Like, and then you might see why people are considering playing Numeron with Guru specifically. While it prevents you from summoning more than one time for the rest of the turn, it doesn't stop you from setting. So you can overlay for something like an S0, that's your one summon. Then you can activate Hidden City, set your Guru, use Hidden City to flip it up, get your Fiendus, all while not violating the conditions of Numeron Network. No limited removal. Dancing by Aaron Smith does not play. Alright, so it looks like we're actually just going to make a format Appaloosa. That's pretty cute as well. I really like this considering that Ricardo knows that his opponent is playing specific answers to S0. I mean, we saw out of the board against SPS, Xyz's Encore. So going into a more generic type of end boss that is still just as potent against Adamancipator is a fantastic way to, you know, dead all of those cards in Jason's deck. Oh. Oh. 3 block dragon. Oh no. Oh god. Alright, so in damage step, Appaloosa is going to negate the graveyard effect of Block Dragon. Ooh, but Gamma in the opener! Oh, Jason was playing like the game was all the way over, but unfortunately, it looks like not only is the game not over, they're going to be able to resolve the effect of Block Dragon here in the damage step. Wait, is Jason coming back? This is such a stupid scenario. Oh, God. Hashtag once per chain, baby. Alright. So we could activate the effective network again. Oh, we are. Oh, we're really doing that. Oh, we're playing 2 copies of Calling. Word. Okay. What do you still have in the extra? Do you still have 4? I'm interested. I'd like to see it. I think you might be shocked, dumbfounded, and a little frightened. I went 4-3 with Appliancer. How did you do that? Send me your list. Did you get like... Did you go 0-4 or 0-3 and then all your opponents were AFK? Alright, I guess we got another 4 in the extra, sure. Well, now we can make S0. Megaclops is also funny here. Oh, we're making Gate. Oh, we making Sunya, baby. Oh, wait, is this the end of the game? Wait, does Sunya burn him to death? Oh, the infip in response to Sunya. Boo. Okay. Oh, Sunya's... Oh, it doesn't detach. Yeah, so it would only be 3k. All right, so from this position, I guess Jason could win. Now, we haven't seen anything that Ricardo is activated in the hand. For all we know, they could have 15 different hand traps. Alright, so we're going to fire off the analyzer, finding off the top. Another whiff! No one has whiffed more than Jason on camera. I can't believe it. Alright, might as well try out the other one. Let's go for the researcher. Okay, this one at minimum, this one's not a whiff. This was 4 hits, by the way. Oh no, Trumpeter's a tuner. 3 hits. Let's get Guardian, I think. I guess it depends on what the hand is. We mostly know it. Going for the Guardian instead. We can now summon the Researcher that's in our... Or the Seeker that's in our hand. Trumpeter is also a plant. Ah, good point. Then we'll activate Seeker's effect here. You gotta be kidding me, dog. Another whiff! Jesus. Jason, what is the composition of your deck? Do you have hits in here? Alright, we're going into Hulk regardless. Yeah, this is funny and hilarious, but probably will still work. What is in Ricardo's hand? I just don't know. Like an Ash here? Like Ash for Nibiru? God, this... Ugh. Is this the deck or just bad luck? It's very much bad luck. Ghost Ogring this copy of Hulk again. And I mean, this is a scenario you get into a lot with Adamancipator. Like, do you shotgun stuff like the Guardian with the knowledge that your opponent has 5 unknown cards in hand and any number of them could be Nibiru? Like, if they go from here in a Link Cross and Ricardo just shotguns a Nibiru, what do you do? Let's see if we have any results yet. Oh, we have a ton, actually. Looks like Rycape has made it into Top Cut. As has Depressionist. Depressionist undefeated on Alapisu FTK. And unsurprisingly, there's the Rock. Calling Jason's bluff says, listen, if you don't believe I have the Rock, you're going to get hit by it. And here it is. I should have just taken the Ghost Ogre. And Chad asking, why would you Ogre the Hulk if you have Nibiru? The Guardian was still on the field. You have to shotgun hand traps to get the Guardian off the field. Jason allowed that to happen, and then here comes the Nibiru. But, oh no! Here comes the Block Dragon back, now that these cards are all in the graveyard. And all we gotta really do here is figure out a scenario in which we can get this guy into the graveyard. Jason's opponent has now found more rocks than he has. Okay, there's Cerberus. That's just an extra Earth. We've already got 1. We can get a Gigantes here. That's 2. Ooh, also going for the Cerb, discarding an Infinite Impermanence. Are we trying to OTK? I don't know if we can. Yeah, and I might be operating on a whole different wavelength. This is like that old Cardboard Crack comic. You can only next level your opponent if you are working exactly 1 level above them. I'm like, well, you don't negate the Ghost Ogre in case they have the Rock. Jason says, I actually want them to rock. It gets a lot of rock monsters off my side of the field and lets me resolve the effect of Block Dragon. Alright, Ricardo, what do you got? Now, one thing that Guru does have is Trouble. Trouble dealing with big-ass monsters. While I love playing Nibiru as the Guru player, I hate getting rid of the token. And if you don't have the Nibiru to do so, things get pretty crusty pretty quickly. Looks like Matajatica? Did they pick up? I don't see. I don't actually see them. Going to be a set one and a pass out of Ricardo, and Jason might just have found his window into this game. Wow, he has played this out of his mind. Beaten 2 calling resolutions. With a hand that started with triple goddamn block dragon. Wow. I am dumbfounded by how good this player is. Alright, the gamma coming down from his opponent this time. I mean, unsurprising that Ricardo's hand is full of hand traps, given the fact that it appears to have nothing else in it. Secret comes down next. And I suppose we'll be firing that off as well. Just walling up with these Cypher monsters also. Quarter of the top cut is from Serbia. Coincidence? I think not. Who else is from Serbia? Yeah, so it looks like so far our top cut is going to be Depressionist, Connor, Gavin Chadliowski, Jeff Leonard. Jeff Leonard won his win it in and is in top cut. Matajatica, Rycape, and it looks like Graboid Fan 31 might be the 5-2 skating in, but it remains to be seen. I can't believe Jeff did it twice. FlameToss456, thanks for the subscription. And yeah, that's going to be a quick game 2. We are in game 3 with Numeron Guru versus Adamancipator, but unlike those other two games, Guru's going to get to go first this time. Now, we have not seen Hidden City this entire set, even though they've been 2 extremely close games. Ricardo has not been able to draw the correct half of his deck yet. So if that changes, we might see something else. Yeah, Graboid Fan is 7th. They'll get bumped down by the winner of this game and the winner of MGMFA versus Rycape. No, Rycape had a bye. So did MGMFA... Are they on a pull down? Oh, so one of the X1s is on a pull down. If they win the pull down, no X2s break. If they don't, then one does. Yeah. Oh no, it's MGMFA versus Felix Win. That's the other game. So it looks like actually no X2s will break, likely. I am very sorry to Kai-kun. It does not look like it's in the stars. Chibi Gohan says, X5 gang! Oh, wait a minute. Ricardo activating set rotation so they can fire off a Numeron network. That's more important than the Hidden City at any point for the rest of the game? Sheesh! Oh my god. Mambo is also giving me the play-by-play in chat. Apparently one of the remaining X1s played the wrong person. And so they're now remaking the game with the game loss. Insane. These are players who are contesting the top spot here. Cannot read the challenge bracket. This is a pretty good start. Oh, NXT's encore again for Jason! How does he do it? God. Well, those set cards better be really good. That's all I gotta say. They're gonna lead with a copy of Researcher. Not the most fantastic normal summon, but good enough. Chat going, why the fuck is he playing Encore? Jason has won, if he wins this one, ooh, T-Cube. Killer against this deck. Jason has won, I want to say 3 games off the back of Encore alone. There's a lot of Numeron in this tournament. I thought we all decided Encore sucks. Encore is a canary in the coal mine. If Encore is playable, then you got a problem. And another whiff! Another whiff out of Jason! There could be only one, of course, complicating things, but still a whiff. Gee, I wonder what that set card is. It's a classic bit of anti-Rongo Bongo tech. Alright. Unsurprisingly, the set card is Subterra Guru. We are off Hidden City for the entire turn, but Numeron Network still putting in work. I mean, we can just use Numeron Network again, is the problem. And Forbidden Chalice, the chain to Subterra Guru. I don't think you're too beat up about that if you are Ricardo. You would prefer this game to take pretty much as long as possible. I mean, God. Jason is just on so many outs to the stupid Numeron stuff. Alright, so if the set card is Infinite Impermanence, Jason actually has a pretty clean out here. If this set card is Infip, and this set card isn't Final Battle, Jason has a pretty clean out to the entire board, but it looks like, he doesn't. And just going to pass back. I guess he also does have a couple of turns before things get crusty. Stevie, you were able to do the side-scroller tournament? Also, it was only 3 rounds? PogChamp. What'd you play? FTK? Another pass out of Jason. I mean, it looks bad, but, I mean, you have so much time against Guru, especially when they're not doing anything. Play Gem FTK to finish games as fast as possible so I could play this too. Great. Wait, the CWC? I don't know what that is. Alright. Well, unfortunately that infip was not enough. Oh, this, yeah. This. The Christian Cup, yeah. Alright, so Adhara's on the field. I wonder if, I was like, I think it's possible that Jason's just walling. Just trying not to die to, like, Subterra Guru, Damage Step, Flip Up. But unfortunately, by putting a monster in face-up attack position, or face-up position at all, it turns on Guru to be flipped down and then back up, adding more pieces of negation, or the trap that I think he's generally fearing to hand as well. This seems pretty much over. So now we can actually resolve the effect of Archer if we like as well. No, getting Final Battle here, and I think this is going to be the finality of it. I mean, this is just it. Numeron really didn't do anything except cause fear in Jason's heart, you know? Like, what exactly did Numeron accomplish this game? It made Jason board into Xyz Encore, at which point, you know, the trap cards that already make up so much of Guru's game plan just took over. Yeah, this seems pretty good. I mean, I'm a classically trained Guru player, but this seems like it fixes a lot of problems. So we're going to an end step, it looks like activate Final Battle to flip down Guru, and then of course we can flip up Guru in order to get the Archer to hand. We can use Archer's effect in order to shuffle this card, and then in damage step, Guru with the Final Battle to do 34. That should be the end of the game, provided there's not any screwiness left in Jason's hand. Getting Fiendess even, wow, just zero respect. And terraforming for a hidden city that I think cannot be activated. Set rotation, folks. It is a hell of a card. This has been one heck of a round, yeah. I'm most surprised about the first set. I'm most surprised about game 1, in which double Ogre Infip was enough to win the game. Ooh. So then in damage, we'll activate Final Battle to walk over this copy of Researcher. and then pass back. You've got one final turn to find a Cosmic, and you're going to have to do it through a Fiendus. So if you already have a called in hand, that would help. What's your favorite Subterra final battle effect? Yes. GG's, man, and it looks like Jason will be out of contention. All of the Leonard family's hopes now rest on the father, Jeff Leonard. However, Ricardo will be making it to the top 8 on the back of Numeron Guru.